about like that picture.
That joke.
About what was it?
Red Shoe,
Pornhub?
all of it, yeah.
We should ask people if they know what it's from.
I think I might have ruined it.
Nah, people didn't hear what I said. Okay, they can hear us now. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
We're talking about wholesome things.
Like.
Definitely wholesome.
Victor.
You're welcome. You're welcome. For the password to everything I ever make on game servers and stuff is always boobs.
Same.
The nightmare is getting stronger. So is the booze. I like that.
So is the boobs.
There's the
Oh.
boobs. The boobs are getting stronger.
Muscular boobs.
Hi everyone. I hope you're doing well.
Well, thank you, Katie.
Oh my god.
7 birds.
Oh my god. Hi, Adam.
Despite the dire
Jack,
circumstances
hey,
that our party find themselves in, we're going to have quite a chilled intro session.
Oh.
Intro.
I'm going to Oxford tomorrow for teaching. Which I do not want to do. I do not like Oxford.
Why?
What's wrong with Oxford?
I do not like it, Sam. I am.
Because they're all pretentious as shit. It's awful.
Oh dear.
Fuck Oxford.
Well, they're from a place called Oxford, so we're at a school called Oxford, and that's just like that's even pretentious here. So I can only imagine the level of.
It's
So
bad.
true.
It's bad, but it's bad when even the like, you know, like the helper staff and stuff are very shitty with you.
Oh.
I have to go to Oxford for work sometimes. Thank you, Boom. I'm glad that we're on the same page because everyone's like, "Oh, I love Oxford." I'm like, no, Oxford's a beautiful city full of dickheads.
I mean, I've never actually been to Oxford. I've just driven past it many, many times.
It's
Sounds
beautiful.
like
like-
you're not missing anything.
Don't like driving past it. That sucks. That road, right? Always traffic.
Hey, time.
Fuck Oxford. Fuck everything about Oxford apart from the
Fox.
buildings.
Hi, time.
Hi. Like I was saying, welcome every. Oh no.
Have you
Did
Did you spill your
Cheetos?
Cheetos?
Cheetos.
No, worse.
Oh, was it the
Spilled
dip
it
you
was the
had?
sour cream. Yeah. It's okay.
Oh,
It
yeah.
didn't get. It didn't
Just
go
get lots of
anywhere.
Cheetos and like.
Wait.
Thankfully,
Are you
it
dipping-
was mostly empty, and then it rolled on its side like this, so it didn't go
It
anywhere.
was
But that was.
taunting you. Like,
that
I
was
could
a-
have done this.
Are you dipping hot Cheetos in sour cream?
Yeah, I am.
That's his tea for today.
No, I'm gonna have dinner later.
I'm an adult. This is what I eat.
I'm gonna have dinner later.
Hey, Snots.
We played Overwatch, and then that didn't finish until like what, 5-ish.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, and then it was too early for me to eat because I wasn't hungry yet. And then I wanted to play with Greta on Quake Champions.
There we go. There's the. There's the.
Trying to like casually mention that all your time was taken up doing that. It's okay. We you don't have to like justify it.
I'm not hiding anything here. I'm like, you know, I'm spending a lot
Oh,
of time
first we
doing
Ever
played
didn't.
Overwatch, and then I wasn't hungry for a really long time.
I'm not hungry.
This is when the Oxford Special Forces come and murder you.
To be honest, they have reason to have a vendetta against me. Because, I mean, not really, but like, if I end up dead, then.
So we know why.
Then we'll release this video.
Because every time the charity that I work for goes there, I tell them not to. They always come back with a sheet that's like, "Oh, what could we do better next time?" And I'm like, "Don't go to Oxford!" And they go to Cambridge as well. I'm just like, "Don't go to Cambridge!" I went to Nottingham once, and Nottingham is like, you know, it's an equally reputable, well, not equally, but highly reputable university. And it's really beautiful and really lovely, and it's not snooty as fuck. So go there, you know?
There you go.
Go there. An English vendetta because you drink the wrong tea. I get told off for not drinking tea a lot. Anyway, should we play some D&D today, friends?
Nah,
Yes.
I think we should just chat about shit all day.
No, I want a D&D.
Let's just be an hour or two of me complaining about various things.
That would be an interesting stream, I feel like.
Isn't that just every
No, it
D&D
wouldn't.
session?
That would be a lot of very miserable people and a very good way to lose viewers.
No, I don't mean like in place of D&D. I mean like alternately, like literally have like a Jerry Seinfeld style, like what's the deal with stream. I think if you do it funny, it could be really entertaining.
What's
Should we
the
start a
deal with-
podcast?
What's the deal with
No,
Oxford?
Tuesday with Tom. That's every day with Tom. Anyway, so I'm gonna eat Cheetos whilst we play, so bear with me.
Perfect.
Last week, what you can't see is that the whiteboard behind me is now populated with entirely last night I wrote 2 columns. PhD stuff I need to do, D&D stuff, notes and stuff I
Rick.
had. Hi Rick. The entirety of the right hand is covered in D&D notes, and it spills onto the left hand. And the PhD notes are just like 3 bullet points.
Good.
Got your priorities straight, I see.
Yeah, huh? So, right. What happened last time was you guys had a wonderfully refreshing Yuletide. You had a wonderful Christmas period. Well, not Christmas period, a holiday period. There's no Christmas in D&D. And you felt relaxed. You had loads of time to spend giving gifts, receiving gifts, looking at gifts, buying gifts, making gifts,
Making gifts. Of
and
gifts.
everyone was happy. Spent some time together, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. And with
I'll shoot
the
some people.
and there was lots of people, so much people, honestly. It was a bit inappropriate how much people there was, considering our audience isn't, the biggest people community. Anyway, so we moved on. You went to your individual rooms, or some of you did, and some of you went into a mystical mansion. But it's lucky that not everybody went into the mystical mansion. Because what would have happened if everybody had gone into the
We'd
mystical
have
mansion?
woken up and everything would be gone.
Mm-hmm. And why is that?
Because hell broke through into
Literally.
the world.
In what sense?
There were demons falling from the skies and then ripping through the building and setting everything on fire, and it was very scary.
And devils too. They were fighting their own like war thing.
Weren't content to fighting in their own plane of existence.
Had to take it
So-
outside.
They did, literally.
did.
So what happened was you guys woke up to the sound of fighting and screams and flames. And looking out the window, Dane realized that the entirety of the town you were in, Perch, was ablaze. There were many baddies having a tussle outside. These baddies, a Balrog, a Balor,
Battle.
a Balor and a Pit Fiend, a demon and a devil, both different sides of the same coin, who dislike each other intensely, were having it out fighting in front of this, in front of the tavern that you're in, causing wanton destruction as they were doing so. They were tearing through buildings and killing innocent people. Some innocent people have died. It's a shame, but it happened. And it wasn't entirely
My
our
immersion.
fault. My immersion. In any case,
This is the sound of
Making
dead
each other
bones
cry,
breaking.
then it was Tom's turn.
our heroes rushed to the rescue. And though they realize that fighting with devils and demons isn't the easiest thing in the world because they do a shit ton of very scary damage, luckily for us, one of our players has a spell called Banish. Banish essentially deletes anybody who's on the wrong plane of existence. Dane managed to pull off this banishment whilst getting, additionally, very lucky. See, the storm that was happening, that had apparently summoned some of these demons and devils, appeared to assist him in his spell casting, thus making his banishment spell significantly more powerful than it was meant to be. In so doing, you essentially deleted all of the demons and devils in the nearby vicinity for about a mile either way. After this, you had a discussion with your rescued friends, compatriots, and said that perhaps it would be best for them to go elsewhere. Maybe they should go to the Stone Chasm Hills and relax with the hill giants for a bit, since they're now chums. That way they could, defend each other.
The storm.
Yeah, they could also, get oh, they would be fine. You called them up on the old phone.
Mhm.
Yo, can you look after these kids for us? Yeah, no
Yield, cell
probs.
phone.
That's cool. You did help us and stuff. Cool. Could you send someone and we'll be on the way? Yeah, no probs. At the same
Does your
time,
handedness dictate which? Like, if you're left-handed, you tend to hold it. Or does everyone tend to do it the same way?
what?
Left-handed people tend to
Hold the
mimic
phone.
the right-handed world. It just kind of depends on the action. So I tend to right-hand it because that's what's accepted.
I'm using my other hand to eat Cheetos, so. And then Savid called. Savid called and he was like, "Yo, what up? I just spoke to Sage Galen. There's a big old storm above us because you realised that the storm had moved on. The storm had moved from where you currently are towards more eastern side of the, a bit more central towards the east of the island." I said, "Shit, man, this storm's bad business. You should come and have a chat with Sage Galen ASAP, because he says this is bad news, and a storm like this has only happened once before in recorded history." Then you ended the game because you were gonna escort your pals to Storm Chasm Hills and then teleport.
Mm-hmm.
That could be. Okay. Right, well. Look at that elbow. Oh, what, the high-fiving thing? Oh.
Yeah, if you
The
have a
ones
hard
with their
time
arms
making a
up.
good high five, if you look at the other person's elbow, it's really hard to miss.
Ah. Are you looking at your own elbow?
No, you look at the other
No,
person's elbow.
Dox is gonna high-five himself. He needs to look at his own elbow. Okay, anyway. The cold with fucking delicious.
Ew.
Yummy dip.
Yummy dip.
Just so yummy when you eat it on its own.
Okay, Borat.
Whilst I am no longer able to speak at length because I'm eating,
It's not such disgusting.
what? Show me your
If
sour
it's
cream.
sour, you probably need to go to the doctor.
You can lick your elbow at me just special.
That's true. You should try it.
If you don't want other people to miss your high fives, you put something on your elbow that's really distracting so they can't help but look at it.
Just like lipstick.
That's why people in prison have tattoos on their elbows.
So they can high five.
Yeah, that's it. Definitely.
Uh-huh. Put a mirror on your elbow so they look at your elbow, but they're not looking at your elbow.
They just
They're
see
looking
their
at
own face.
themselves. This is so
Is that
confusing.
a mirror on your elbow, or do you want to high five me? Like, I don't.
The fuck? Anyway, after the events of last night, how are each of our characters feeling? Talk at length.
Long enough for you to finish your Cheetos? Anyway, D&D. Yeah, I think Hyacinth is obviously annoyed. She has defaulted into do what I say mode, which is what happens when she's tired and annoyed. So she's very tired, she's very annoyed, and she's like doubly mad that they like had their first like break, nice evening, moment of reprieve, nice people, nothing bad was going on. It was just kind of like, go to sleep, wake up, everything's gone to shit. So she's tired, she's annoyed, and she's bossy, and she's going to continue to be bossy until such a time at which she's not annoyed anymore, which is
So
probably
what in
going to be
particular is she annoyed about?
What?
So who and what in particular is she annoyed about?
No, she's annoyed at like them finally having this. Okay, so she's annoyed that she never wanted to learn more about von Karstein, because any sense of humanizing is just going to make it difficult, because she knows that whatever happens, he needs to be destroyed. Even if there is some way to speak to the human that once was, he needs to be destroyed too, because he was willing to do terrible things in exchange for something that benefited him, even if benefiting him was trying to save his family. So she's annoyed that she's like seeing a bit of his humanity. So then she goes and has this nice evening, and she's annoyed that that got ruined, because everything here is terrible, and she just doesn't even want to be here anymore. And now she's annoyed that like they have this. They obviously need to be going back to Geese, but they clearly need to help escort these people in case all hell is literally breaking loose on the rest of the island. So she's just literally in the middle of like a set of circumstances that is putting her into, I'm pissed off, do what I say, no questions asked. She's like in I don't have the capacity to be nice right now mode.
I completely understand that. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think that
And her
Lovely
house dress got burned. And she's very mad about that.
do you think her lovely Yuletide festivity catharsis was in any way diminished by what happened?
I think it was completely erased. I think everything that like not completely erased forever, but for right now, it's just more frustrating to her that like one positive thing happened and it was immediately completely overshadowed. And because it's completely overshadowed, she's not going to be able to like draw joy from that memory until like some time has passed. So she feels better about it.
Day and Susan, do your perceptions differ from that?
I think Dana's probably just quite deflated that, like, because last time we came to Perch, it was on fire or something as well, or like being destroyed, I think.
It was being attacked by hill giants, yeah.
Yeah, and like we stopped that, and people were happy and starting to rebuild, and now, like, probably a matter of like days or weeks later, you just spill water all over yourself.
The sour cream
You
again?
throw your dip on the floor again.
God, someone take
No.
it away from him.
It's worse than that. I thought there was no sour cream on the floor.
Oh.
You just look down and put your foot in it. You put your foot in it.
Oh.
Perfect.
My foot went in the sour cream.
I think that's a really good metaphor for like the situation right
Yeah.
now. It's like you think you fix things and it turned out better than expected, and then it's actually way worse.
And then you put your foot in a load of demons and devils.
You stepped into hell on accident.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm going to use. There's a tea towel right there that I can use to clean this up. That's fine. Okay. So sorry. Continue.
So yeah, Dana's quite deflated that in what is probably a matter of weeks, this town has been destroyed like twice. And they're probably like just starting to rebuild and get back to some kind of normality, and now it's all on fire or broken and people are dead again.
Well, you managed to save a significant number of them.
Yeah, but it's not all of them, was it? Normal people don't have to live through this.
This is the wonderful world of D&D.
Most normal people in D&D don't live through demons raining from the sky, destroying their buildings.
That's true. That at least is true. Oh, damn it! Sour cream on the floor! Honestly!
So don't tread it everywhere, mate.
There was one of those People were talking on D&D, and I think it was Marisha Ray actually, who was like, quote, why does every D&D character's backstory have to be tragic? Because it's like a question that people talk about a lot. And she's like, because normal happy people don't go out hunting dragons. And obviously it was intended to be a joke because it's okay and whatever to make a character who has a perfectly happy life. It just means your DM's going to destroy it in front of you rather than you showing up with trauma. But
That's true.
yeah,
You gotta
like
find your baggage rather than already have it.
it's exactly that though, isn't it? Like normal people don't have to deal with stuff like this, so when they do, it's doubly frustrating to the people who make a career out of doing that because
I know.
they're
They
either
could- they're
doing
gonna
it
come-
for fame. Go ahead.
They're gonna come and take all our money. Like, if there's too many adventurers, our prices they're gonna drop.
That's true. Supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
And then you end up turning into a villain because you start manufacturing trouble so that you have job security, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vicious cycle.
Oh my goodness, it's like that Nightcrawler movie where that guy starts going around taking photos of crime scenes because he wants to be the first person who takes photos of them. Then he starts staging them.
Oh no.
Or like when that country started paying people to like kill rats because they had a rat problem, and then they got rid of all the rats, and then people started breeding rats so that they could actually take them in to get money.
Oh my god.
Okay,
And then they didn't get rid of their rat problem.
wow. How about Susan?
Yeah, similar, but she's probably feeling more sad about things because of the whole Reginald thing was pretty sad. That was pretty unfair that that happened. It didn't seem like that was any point in the story other than to hurt Susan. So she's pretty upset about that. She'll be back on the drink for the foreseeable future until another Yuletide comes along or another Reginald comes along. We'll see.
There's always another Reginald,
It's always
but they always end up dead.
yeah. Wonder why.
It's just mad that we revived Bogmans. That's the problem.
Didn't revive Reginald because he was torn asunder, motherfuckers. That's what happens. Alright? That's what
And we already used all of our inspiration.
I mean, not at that point. Well, yes, after he died.
Yeah, you didn't want us to bring him
Okay.
back anyway, so you would have killed
It's
him off.
possible. You could have brought him back with enough gold.
Okay. Flashback to Tom
You'd
last
have been
episode.
like, oh, he's coming back to life, and oh no, the lightning bolt
Oh,
has
he
come
trips.
to aid you. Boom.
He trips on nothing.
Hey, Reginald had a very
Reginald,
in-depth-
you don't even know his name.
Reginald had a very in-depth backstory, I'll have you know. I was quite upset that I didn't get an opportunity to fully flex my creative writing muscle and explore his backstory.
You
because
killed him.
He died, sadly, in a freak accident.
With the Balor.
That could have been anybody. Would you have preferred that a child died instead? No, it was old
If
man
they were
Reginald.
nameless, yes.
Instead of an old person, instead of a young person dying who has their entire life ahead of them, it was old man, nearly dead, very old Reginald.
Still mad about it.
Okay, anyway, so
Who could have
don't
done
use
this?
Don't shoot Reginald. Who could have done this? It's like that meme where the guy starts talking on his stream or whatever, and somebody slaps him from off camera, and he goes, "Oh, I can't believe you've done this."
yeah, that is good.
He's this way.
Classic Maymays. Classic Maymays.
Maybe.
Well, I hope all you guys are in for an exciting episode of just happiness and joy.
Who's dying? I'm not going to get attached to anyone. If anyone tells me their name, I'm going to be like, I don't know you. I don't know your name. I've forgotten it.
La 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 la! Don't tell me
Yeah.
your name. You're gonna die. If you tell me your name. La 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 la.
Okay. I have a plan. Anyway,
He's not going to tell us the name, but then kill them anyway.
as you're walking towards your destination, a boulder comes out of nowhere and crushes everybody. As you are, you leave in the morning as you are on your way towards the Stone Chasm Hills so that you can escort your company, as it were, towards the destination that is a much safer place than where they currently are. At the end of the last session, Stop cybering your wife whilst I'm trying to D&D.
Out of context.
Nobody
like-
understands that.
I was like, do you know what that is?
We
Do you
have,
know context of that word? I don't
we
know.
have another Discord chat for the Overwatch Open League, and
You have to explain it all now.
Docs blew a kiss to his wife, and it was very inappropriate. Save it for the bedroom.
Today on Dungeons and Dragon Ball Z time.
This is gonna be what's is anyone okay? This is the only anime I've ever watched because anime is awful. I'm kidding. Enjoy whatever you like. Okay.
Oh, no.
My sweet princesses, my sweetness. You just have fun with whatever you want to watch, whatever media you want to consume that you think is entertaining. You do whatever you like. Okay. Anyway, so anime is shit, but.
He has summoned the weebs.
Okay. There was one guy who had the opportunity to make me watch any anime, and I traded that he would watch Sherlock, the TV show, because Sherlock, the TV show, is incredible, and I traded that with Tengen Rippagungan something, and basically. It was every episode. It was some anime. It was very bad. I'm sure there are some animes out there that I would enjoy. I just think he chose a shit one to introduce me with. But the whole premise was that every single episode they would be like, "Oh, here is a bad guy. He is so big and scary." And then the next episode they'd be like, "Oh, there's an even bigger bad guy. He's so big and scary." And every single episode it would just be this bigger guy until it got to the stage where it just got worse and worse. At one point they had to fight the moon.
So it's Majora's Mask.
Possibly, but as it continued, it stopped being the moon, and it started being people who were throwing literal galaxies at each other. And when they had to up that one, they started throwing universes at each other. Okay, so that's what this D&D game is now. Every episode, I have to just like rip a Tengen Gundam. Anyway, so
What was that? What was that thing we were gonna do? A segment about Tom not liking things.
Yeah, that's
We
done.
were.
That's this week's fulfilled.
So
We should call it "What Really Burns My Tea" by Tom.
burns my tea.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea, but I don't drink tea, so
I
I'm
know.
struggling
That's
with...
why.
Oh, okay. That's a thing. Okay. I had an idea. I wish I had this idea. Started immediately.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is actually very good. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. I get bored with anything that I don't have any active participation in. And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood made me laugh and cry and want to die and be okay again and then cry some more and then be awesome. Like, it's a really good one, actually.
Okay, well, maybe that will be my my first real anime experience that wasn't bafflingly dumb.
If you want like a funny introduction, then watch Slayers, because Slayers is like an anime that makes fun of anime.
Ah, so
But
that
It,
you
like,
need to
introduces
understand
it.
anime to find it
Oh,
funny.
that's fair, actually. So you probably shouldn't start with that one.
Okay, well, maybe what I'll do is when I feel like having an opportunity, like to watch some anime with someone, like I don't know, when I need to binge watch something with a lady friend.
When you need to Netflix something.
Netflix and chill.
I'll put it on Twitter and I'll be like, hey, recommend an anime to me.
We already did. You have to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Well, no, I'll do a poll. As well.
If you could remember the name of the other one, I would have primed everyone just to recommend that one.
Okay. I've just had an idea for something that is gonna happen. So
We all live happily ever
Yeah.
after?
You're gonna have galaxies
that's
fighting
right.
galaxies.
the premise is that it's gonna be no. The galaxies weren't fighting galaxies. The galaxies were being thrown by beings large enough to throw galaxies.
crazy.
Okay.
I don't think they understand how a galaxy works.
No, they were throwing galaxies as if they were a solid shaped object. Like that was the whole thing. That's why it hurt my feelings so much. Okay. Anyway.
So
Okay.
D&D.
D&D. I've fixed what I had in mind. Right.
Golden Boy is called your Saturday night, Adam.
Right. Okay. Anyway. So you are on the road again. Ooh. Because you couldn't wait to get back on the road again. Ooh ah. You have approximately 70 people with you.
Right.
And you are trying to funnel them along this road. And basically, you've started at the town centre, amidst the rubble and smouldering buildings, and in some cases ash of Perch. There are many people gathered around you, and they are looking towards you for some kind of direction.
That way.
What do we do? Says a small orcish boy who stumbles towards the front of the
Don't get attached. Don't get attached.
We already have children we're attached to. I'm immune to that.
He has a stick on his back, a little
a little
what do you
homeless
call it?
boy stick.
a little homeless.
Get back in the crowd, boy.
Point at the sea and tell them to evolve gills.
Where do we go? My mama and my papa, they didn't make it through the night. My granddad,
Reginald.
I wasn't looking for the name. I knew the name. I was just pausing for effect.
I know what you were
But
doing. I was
now it
ruining
looks
that
like
for
I was
you.
like,
Someone.
my
Gerald.
granddad, Reginald, passed away in the night. Or at least I assume I haven't seen him. Where do we go? Will you lead us to safety? Will you protect us like you protected us last night?
Is this assuming everyone's already packed up because I told them to yesterday? Okay.
They're all kind of stood there. Some of them have wagons with bags and belongings in. For the most part, they've travelled light because you told them to travel light. There are a few horses that are pulling the carts, and you have a very mixed group. Some of the carts are being used by the elderly so that they don't have to slow everybody down by walking. And children. There are a couple of pregnant women who are in the carts as well. For the most part, people have managed to put a few belongings into bags and backpacks. But apart from that, they've done a very good job of keeping it light. However, they are not armed at all. None of them have any weapons.
I look at Dane.
I don't have any weapons.
No, to answer his question.
Well, you'll be traveling to the Stone Chasm Hills to stay with the Hill Giants for a while, who will help protect you, and you can help protect them.
Okay. Will you take us?
We'll take you until you meet the giants. They will take you the rest of the way.
But the giants are scary.
They're not scary.
No, they're
very
lovely.
friendly.
Oh, okay. Are they bigger than even you? He looks
Yeah.
at Susan.
Ow.
You're so big.
I know.
Oh my god.
I know.
How big are they?
They're pretty big. Let's go.
Okay. Let's go.
Hmm.
He comes forward and he stands between Susan and Dane. Kind of like he kind of assumes that that's where he just needs to be. He has no one else to stand with, so he stands with the people he believes will protect him.
Mom and Dad. Hyacinth turns and starts walking.
Here we go again.
So are you on your mounts and such?
Yeah.
Did they make it?
Yes, just your man's made it.
Don't ask that
Especially,
question.
Brittany, who we know made
Yeah,
it because she was part of the fight.
Damn right.
Hi, Commodore.
Hey, Commodore. Well, this young orcish lad kind of looks at Brittany and she said, "Wow, she's beautiful." And Brittany says, "Oh my god, I know."
I could just hear that.
Yeah, I like this kid. She was like, can I pet?"
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
The loveliest animal I have ever seen in
Yes.
my short life. Only in Perth.
We can't take them all home.
I have never left.
Mm-hmm.
And Brittany's there like, why does no one ever pet me? This is lovely. Oh my god.
The trap has been laid.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your feels are forfeit. We don't know the name. Don't tell him. Oh no.
What's your name?
That's not important now. What's important is that we get moving.
Dane goes.
Can Dayton get onto his horse like by himself? Like how tall is
Yes.
Okay.
He's
He's
got
got a little
contraption.
ladder.
Ah, he's got a collapsible ladder. I
Also,
got
he
it.
gets ponies. They're not very tall.
Right.
Okay,
It's
okay,
not like
okay,
a full war horse. Like if it was stood behind a normal horse with Dane on it, you wouldn't actually see him. The
Okay.
horse would just block him out.
I had that thought. I was like, how's Dayton been getting onto his horse? But it's a pony. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, literally like. Well, Hyacinth was already annoyed, so she's just like, let's get these people out of here.
Okay,
We've
so
got
at the
to
moment
go.
it's just Susan stood next to Brittany and this little orcish boy. What's your name? What's your mount's name?
This is Brittany. Let's go. We're gonna go now. We're gonna go. The time travels fast. Let's go.
Where shall I go? I don't
Uh,
have anybody to ride with.
You could sit on Brittany as well if you'd like.
I'm gonna insight check that he
Oh my
suddenly
gosh,
developed a stutter
please!
or a speech impediment.
I don't know what you're talking about. He's very cute though, isn't he? Fall for my trap! Or you are evil players! If you abandon this small orphan, your alignment will change!
Haven't we
You
basically
will lose all of your spells!
We've abandoned every orphan we've come across in one way or another. It's just the life of an adventurer. You're not cut out to be parents.
There are approximately 70 other people here. Hey, time. He's been abandoned. His grandfather, who shall remain nameless, perished last night in a freak accident.
That
Does
you
this
were
town have
perfectly
a
set
school?
up for by some kind of force of the world.
Does this town have a school?
There were a group of, I mean, I can't believe you're asking me this outside of character, as if I can just give you this kind of information for free.
Well, I was in the town and I would have known, but I didn't ask about it.
You were
because
only
of-
for a short period during the holiday season, as if they were at school. Katie.
All right, never mind. We can continue. It's okay.
He's just trying to stop you finding a way out.
So, this little orcish boy reaches for your hand. Will you help me up? Thank you. And you see that he's now in front of you. He's sat on top of Brittany. You're sat on Brittany. He's in between your arms. And he puts one arm on the saddle and another on your arm. And he nuzzles you. So is Brittany gonna go for a little fly, or
No, I want to be with everyone still.
Okay,
I don't
so
want to
you're
be
gonna-
too
you're gonna
far
stick
away.
with fire.
Maybe
Okay,
I
so you're
could
just gonna, like...
scout if there was anything, but
Tell the boy to hold on tight and send Brittany up to like watch and do recon and come back if she sees any. I'm kidding.
Send her into the center of a volcano because she's a spirit. She'll come back.
Yeah.
Just fly straight up, straight back down, and then just before the ground like stop, just scare him senseless, and then he won't want to be on Brittany anymore.
And then
And
when
you
you
don't
try
have
and
to
sit
kill
on
him.
Brittany will be soaked in piss because that kid would have shat himself as well as just...
Then you send Brittany into a volcano, and then you kill Brittany.
This thing is evil. Orcish my foot. I thought I was evil. I don't know what you're talking
We are
about.
an hour into D&D and all we've done is try to establish another character to break our hearts. This is,
I think
is
this
where
is
we're
the
at
double
today.
bluff. This is gonna
I don't know
be
what you're
this
talking
character's
about.
gonna be fine.
don't say that. Now it's going to be a triple bluff.
So
That'll be proving us right.
this young orcish boy is cuddling onto your arm. I feel safe with you, he says. Are you all gonna set out? Susan gonna respond at all? How's Susan feeling right now?
she's very emotional.
Is she? Why is she emotional?
The whole Reginald thing, the whole happy,
What?
being
Oh.
happy for holidays, you know.
Hi, Yaz!
Hey, Yaz.
Yaz is here, my
Tom's
DM
being
heart.
mean.
It's
Tell
full
him
and
off,
happy. Personal space, ever heard of it?
No touchy.
How you doing, Yaz? We're at a lovely, relaxed, totally fine moment where learn some manners. He's mounted the horse. You know, you gotta get some cuddles in there. You know, he's an abandoned orphan child.
Brittany
Surprisingly-
is a huge griffin. On the
Yeah.
horse. Is Susan on the horse? On the horse, damn it.
Brittany's a huge griffin, Katie.
I'm done. I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
No.
I've pushed us too far. Okay, so you have the road ahead of you. Susan is accompanied upon her mount, the Griffin Brittany, with a young orcish boy who appears to be an orphan. They have not asked his name because they are rude.
Uh-huh.
Whereas Dane is upon his pony,
Mhm.
not Jeremiah,
Mhm.
and Katie, Hyacinth's camera is not working for me now because she made a joke.
This is
And-
working for me.
Oh, it's working fine for me.
Yeah, it's not working for me.
I think I was just sitting really still for long. Wait, or is it literally
No,
not
it's
working?
just
Wait.
like a buffering thing.
Oh,
His
how
name is
funny.
Thomas. Amazing. But anyway. Oh man, the floor is like slick where the...
It's gonna smell terrible unless you clean it up
I
properly.
cleaned it a little bit.
You wiped it with a tea towel.
I
You just
cleaned
said
it a
it's-
little bit.
It's a hardwood floor. It's not going to go anywhere. It's fine.
Exactly, it's just gonna smell terrible.
It's going to go bad, is what it's going to do.
I will clean it properly when I don't have to go and get hot soapy water in the middle of a TNT cave.
Okay.
Anyway, so I don't get to see Katie. That's a shame.
If you maybe stop
Wait,
your
wait.
like leave and come back maybe. There? Does it work now?
Hey, I can see Katie.
Hey.
How you doing? Having a good game?
No.
All this happened.
Okay, we know what's happened.
Hour-long game. is that
Orcish
you
boy, probably an
met
orphan.
an orcish
We
boy.
get it.
That's
Not
all
long
that's
for this
happened.
world.
Shit, drink
We'll
some
be
wine.
joining his parents soon.
Anyway, I'm glad that we've made a huge amount of progress today because it's very important to me that we progress rapidly. In any case, upon the road, hence, the party is. I burped a little bit, probably because of the Cheetos and the sour cream that I dropped everywhere. Anyway. Anyway,
Because you dropped it everywhere.
That's why. Yeah.
the sour cream that I dropped everywhere.
Yeah, how does that make you burp?
Well, because when it was like, it was on the floor and it was like rolling around, I'm sure it got loads of air caught up in it.
And you got really excited.
Can we move on, please, Docs?
Nope.
As you can see, we are not especially focused today. He says about to open a drink. Right, so on the road you are. You don't have Brittany scouting, do you? You are marching onward slowly towards the Stone Chasm Hills.
I will lead the pack.
You will lead the pack. Okay, so what kind of, organization do you have for this? Bearing in mind you've got roughly 70 people of, mixed shapes and sizes, none of whom have any weapons. They're forming quite a long trail now, following you as you go. And you are hoping to keep them safe from any potential baddies.
Well, we should have someone at the back who can oversee the whole column.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
I'll lead from the front.
I really try hard to keep an eye out, but sometimes I just get distracted. So I think Susan maybe should be at the back and I'll stay in the middle.
That's a great way of saying Susan has higher perception than I do. She's smart.
What about Casimir? Where's Casimir gonna go?
I will go wherever you think is best. You are the leaders of this time. I am a man of mixed accent.
Well, if he stays at the back with Brittany, then Brittany can rapidly bring everyone to wherever's needed
That seems like a very smart thing to do.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
with the grabbers, not the grabbers.
Right, gotcha.
Oh,
Go.
very well. Do you think it is a good idea to have the orphan boy with you?
I feel like we have little choice with the way this is going, that the orphan boy will have to be with us.
Oh, I see. You are saying that you do not want the orphan boy with you, but that it has been a burden upon you that has not been placed
It's
by your...
Casimir. You haven't been reading your book at all.
I,
have you?
I'm sorry. It's very rude of me. I did not do... Oh, very silly of me and the little boy.
Let's
looks
just
up at
move
Casimir.
on. It's okay. It's okay.
Do you not want me?
Everything's
He
fine.
says, looking at Susan. Do you not want me?
Just seeing how long Tom can do that face for.
Someone make a loop gif of that, please.
Yeah, someone could loop that a bunch of times. Hey, everything's fine. You're not a burn at all. I just want you to be safe. And sometimes you would, you might not be safe. Everything's fine. All right, let's go. Let's go. Hey, look, I get the pipe of smoke monsters out and put a flump. Just try and distract.
Shield! You just remind me. My granddad made me feel so safe. I thought you would make me feel safe, but you don't want me.
This often reminds me strangely of Dobby.
Shush. Alright.
Shit.
So you bring out your smoke pipe.
Yeah.
Well, that
Oh, hey,
seems to
Yevix.
remind him of his granddad as well.
Okay.
Hey, Evix!
Just being ripped in half by a whip also reminded him of his granddad.
He wasn't there to see that, obviously. He doesn't know what happened to his granddad. He just assumes that he is not okay. Well, your grandpa is dead, so... Are you distracting him with a little
Yeah.
pipe stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he seems very happy with that.
And reassuring him.
He seems very reassured by you.
Cool.
He is very happy to be in your company, despite the fact that you don't know what he's called. Shall we move on?
Please.
Names are weird anyway. It's just like, what noise do I make to get your attention? Not necessary.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah. You should just call him Orphan Number 1. Or, this is more like Orphan Number, was it 3?
Or I could call him a plot point that I choose not to engage in. But
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
now
So
it's
now
time
it
to
is
kill
time.
him.
Well, I'm glad that we all want to ignore fun things that the DM has planned. Just kidding. I'm fucking with
Oh,
you.
well, that's a song.
Look at Jenny's
Try too
face. Is that a Cheeto? Or a knickknack?
What's it?
So what's that?
Scallywag.
Oh, it's too. Yeah.
Like what she said.
It's
an
quite.
hour.
It's very thin for a what's it. The what's it that I remember were much chunkier.
Maybe it's just far away.
Is every candy in the UK just named after something that you use to call a thing that you don't know what its real name is? Whatchamacallit, knick-knack, a what's it, like
Oh,
gadgets and gizmos, that's not a candy.
No. I like where you're going with that, but sadly that is not a correct thesis. Okay. Anyway, so onward with the column. You see that as you make your way, the sun and the skies are clear for you. Far to the east is the looming storm that you can see. Its twisted clouds and bright flashing lights of thunder seem to be entwined with the color purple, a hue that you do not usually see in natural weather. However, as you make your way west, out of the storm, the clouds seem to dissipate. The sky is clear, but you are refreshed by a sun that kind of glistens off of the sheet of snow that covers the ground, as it is still winter. Because of the snow, it is very easy for some people who are trained in such, please roll a survival check, Tane, to use the snow to track any activity.
I don't know how to D&D anymore because we haven't been playing.
Click over to your. Okay, I was gonna
15
say.
of a survival. That almost went the wrong way. We're okay. I didn't die. I would have been pretty sad if you saw me dying on the camera and you
Fucking hell.
too far away. Oh, stay hydrated, bot.
Oh, thank you, stay hydrated. But I am drinking. Well, it's not wine, but it's almost wine.
Almost
it's,
right.
It's champagne, but it's not champagne. It's Vizio champagne. I don't remember what it's called.
Prosecco?
No, it's not prosecco. It's
Is
something
it
else.
watered down?
It has also got lemonade in. Because it's
Oh, well,
gross.
there you go. See, that's
Sounds like a spritzer.
Just say because it's gross.
Because it's gross. Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you decided to eat that. Eat that. Chew that. Do that. Drink that. I not be a DM.
Drink that.
I should not. The worst part was when I said
Stop it.
I shouldn't be a DM. I almost said I shouldn't be a D&D. I shouldn't be a D&D.
Yeah.
Anyway, so to the southwest is where you need to be headed to get your way towards the Stormchasm Hills, as you can see on the map that I think you are on. Yes, you are on the main map. You can see it from where you are when the ground starts to kind of raise. You have a valley view down towards Stormchasm Hills. It is a raised area on top of a kind of a plateau, a natural formation that is quite tall, but has several natural and maybe even man-made or possibly giant-made tracks and paths that lead on a kind of a road that merges with the main road from Cliff Harbour to Luscar, where Perch is. As you know, this road has mostly been used by traders and is almost kind of nondescript. It's in that it barely exists. It's a very vague path that you can kind of see cut through trees where some of the shrubbery doesn't grow. But thankfully, with the sheet of snow and your survival scouting friend, you have noticed that there have been some footprints in the snow either side of this walkway. Some of them seem to have gone across the walkway. You notice this especially because Dane is at the front of the column. What you notice immediately is that they do not look like normal footprints. In fact, to call them footprints at all seems very kind of inaccurate, because it's something that appears to have been dragged. There is a very clear disturbance in the snow, but it doesn't appear that it looks like the snow has been disturbed, but not by a footprint, as it were. Something that has kind of
Drifted over.
well, possibly drifted over, but more importantly, it looks like perhaps something was dragged, but very lightly.
Oh, I see people have been sledding around here. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's on a hill. Are the hills?
Sorry,
Are they on hills?
you are currently on top of a hill,
Into the-
looking down towards the valley that overlooks the Stormcastle Hills. But at the moment, you are kind of you're at the top of the crest of the hill, walking down towards this valley.
But do the draggy bits go down the hills?
No, they go across the path. They don't seem to have any kind of directional purpose. You see that they kind of wind and they meander in random directions after a while.
I don't like that. That's not natural. That's not a normal animal thing to do. There'd be little footprints.
Well, you are not currently with any of your party members.
I know.
Casimir is at the back with Susan, and Hyacinth is in the middle. So, what do?
I think by the time we would see anything, it would be so trodden over we probably wouldn't even notice.
I can't see anything actively. Like, they can't actually see anything around, can I?
No. Largely, this is quite a clear area. There is some bramble. There is bracken, but apart from that, it is largely clear.
I'll probably keep going, but keep extra special attention. Particularly to
Okay.
anywhere where there's anything that people could hide in, or something could be hiding behind.
Okie doke. Roll me a perception check as the caravan moves forward.
I will do just that.
I'll make the DC lower because you succeeded on your survival check.
What a kind DM.
Oh! Okay, so this is quite hard for you to spot, and in fact, the only reason that you did spot it is because you were paying special attention. Against the kind of the white sheet of snow that covers the majority of this area, and because the sun and the sky is quite clear today, and the sun is kind of bouncing off of the snow, making it quite difficult to see anything on the snowscape that looks anything other than white. You do notice something very strange for kind of a fraction of a second before you focus your attention a little bit more, and you realize that there is a flurry of the snow that has been kicked up. You can see that there is something interfering with the snow at quite a distance to you. It's possibly 600 feet away. It's at a distance, but you can see that the snow itself you saw the track itself that you were following originally wandered away from the main path, and then it kind of disappeared, and you weren't sure where it ended up. But it appears to be that roughly 600 foot away from you is some kind of mysterious flurry of snow.
Okay, at this point, I'm gonna bring the convoy to a halt, be like stop, but not actually saying anything now. And then hopefully, me actually stopping it will mean that eventually I'll propagate back, and then people will come forward. But I'm now gonna get off Jeremiah and kind of make sure I'm stood between random flurry of snow thing and column. So just me, snow, column, me.
Okay.
So by random flurry, what you mean? Well, I guess I probably wouldn't see it yet.
Correct.
Yeah, definitely. If the convoy stops, though, I'm going to trot up front and figure out what's up.
So the convoy does stop at Dane's command, although it's hardly silent. There's quite a lot of confusion, and a lot of the peasants and damn, cider's making me burp like crazy. There's a lot of hubbub. It's kind of like, what are we stopping for? Why is we stopping? Why aren't we going no more? What's happening? But we have Dane. You come off of your pony, Jeremiah, and you kind of put yourself between the flurry and the convoy. Hyacinth, you move forward. At the back, Susan and Casimir notice that the train finally comes to a stop. Oh, I wonder what has happened. Perhaps I should stay here and you can report back to me with... Are you one of the people with the sending spell, or is that someone else?
No, I don't have
You
it.
know what? You can shout to me. I will look. You just wave.
Okay.
You are on the flying mount. I will stay here with the children.
Okay. With the children, you'll take the orphan.
Would you like me to take the orphan?
Well, it'd probably be better for me to like fly if I'm flying there, and you know.
Could the orphan not fly with you? I assure you, I'm sure that would be very dangerous. Come to me, little orphan. You gonna give him... Oh, thank you. Oh, yes, you are very good. I suppose I do not know if you are cute. You are not of my breed, but I'm sure you are cute for what you look like. Yes, you boop. Oh, got your snoot. That's what people say in the book that I have read. Yes,
I'm proud of you.
You're scary.
He called it a snout.
You're scary. You're leaving me.
No, Casimir's lovely. He's fine. I'll just go and fly real quick, and I'll go see what's up, and then I'll come back.
Skin is rough like scales. They are scales.
He's lovely. It's fine. Don't need to worry about that. I'm gonna be okay.
Hi, Kara.
Onward. Susan and Hyacinth catch up to the front of the train, where Dane is stood.
Choo choo.
You arrive at the front with everyone else. Kill the orphan. No.
My what I would have wanted to do is like fly there, so it'd be a bit higher. Would I have seen anything ahead?
Roll me a perception check.
Perception. Oh my god! I critically
No!
failed.
Where's
Your
the
eyes are filled with
command?
tears from leaving the orphanage. That's it.
Whilst you are up in the air, the snow is blindingly bright, just because of the sun reflecting off of it. It's impossible to really see anything. Anything of note, anyway. You aren't
Can't
actually
see through
blind.
the snow.
It's just very bright.
Okay.
But you land at the front, and you land with Dane, who is, considering he's now a couple of feet up to his ankles and his knees in snow, and off of his horse, and you're on the top of a griffin. He's very low down. And Hyacinth arrives as well.
What's up?
So, like, get a bit closer, although it's a bit difficult with Susan on a griffin.
I'll pick him up.
So-
Yes, please.
I've got like a shell that you hold.
Please.
She just like reaches down for the back of his armor and is like, "Yes, Dane."
Hello.
Hello?
First
This
of
is my little dwarf boy.
First of all, I do not approve of being picked up.
I'm a king!
Secondly, there were these like weird traily things back there, but I couldn't see anything of immediate danger, so I kind of just kept going. But there's like some swirly, snowy business going on over there, and I don't like it. It looks dangerous.
How far away is the swirly, snowy business?
It's like 600 feet, which is miles away. Apparently, my eyes are really good.
600 feet is miles away.
It's not miles away, literally. It was over there.
Do I still see any of the like marks he was talking about?
I mean, if he points them out.
Yeah, there's like these trainy bits all along here. Like not doing like a full arm point so that everyone can see, but doing like a little like it's like across there, like all over there. All these people are fucked up.
Does it look familiar to me at all when I look at them?
No.
Does it familiar?
Like if it's something slightly dragged, is it like a big flat shape? Does it look like feet that have been dragged across? Like are there two drag marks, or is there more like
There is a single line that is a track throughout the snow. It appears that the snow has been disturbed in some way, in this single line, as if one thing had been dragged across it.
How wide is the single line?
It's quite thin. It's deeper in the center than it is at the sides. It's maybe 6 inches in width.
Perhaps we should bid everyone wait here and go take a look.
Are you proud of yourself?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay.
So is like the flurry thing gone now?
No,
Is it
it's
like a
still,
momentary
it
thing?
still
It's
appears
still
to be.
like-
No, it's still active.
So yeah, I don't know whether we go over there and see what it is, or whether we just keep someone here, and then we just try and move past it and keep these people moving, because we don't really want to get in like a big fight with like this in tow.
True.
But if we keep someone on the edge who can keep themselves between people and flurry, we should just be able to.
Yeah.
And then if shit goes down, then we can pilot.
It probably would be best to avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
It might be something that's completely innocuous if we don't disturb it. So does it look like, from what I can see, which might not be super great, it looks like everything is still and there's like a little like dust devil type of activity?
Yeah, pretty much. That's almost exactly it. Yeah, it's very difficult for you to see at this distance.
Yeah, I
Because
can
it's,
imagine.
I mean, 600 feet isn't a massive amount of distance, but but it is against a white background, and it's not perfectly level with you. So,
And I have human eyes.
and you have human eyes, yeah.
Although I have goggles on that give me dark vision now, so I don't
So
know
you're
if that
blinded.
helps.
I'm sure that would be really helpful in this incredibly intense bright surrounding.
But do they also work as sunglasses? Because they're dark. No. That was boring.
Sorry for the disappointing answer I gave you to the question.
So it was yes and, not no.
Only when you're doing improv. He's not doing improv. We're doing improv.
So what's the plan?
I think you're right. I think we should avoid it.
Okay.
It's me today.
Well, I'll go back and move people on then. And then one of you should stand here-ish.
Yeah, I'll stay in the middle-ish, like, kind of zone, but on the side between the people and Snow Devil.
Snuggle.
Oh, I've just thought of something really sad I could do to you, but I'm not gonna.
No.
Oh,
It wouldn't mean anything to us right now because
I
feel
know.
like-
I'm not gonna do it because I don't. It's too harsh for even me.
What was it?
No, I'm not gonna
No,
do
you
it.
should tell us, because then you definitely can't do it.
What was it?
We're not moving this D&D game.
I'll say at the end. I'll say at the end.
Okay.
because
write
this way, if
down.
he decides to go ahead and do it, he can still do it.
I'll tell you at the end. Anyway, so you funneling yourself past this flurry, whatever
Wait.
it is.
I was going to ask, where do you want me to go? Do you want me to go back to the back, or do you want me to stay up at the front?
Maybe
If you
leave
go-
Casimir in the back and stay above.
Yeah. Okay.
That
Alright.
works.
I'll do that.
Okay, so you return to Casimir.
No, stay and flying above.
Oh, I see. Okay, very well. In which case, the party train moves on. Chugga chugga, whoop whoop. And it takes several minutes for the entirety of the train to move past this. I mean, you're chugging through snow. It's not a perfect path. You've got people on carts, people on foot, but you do manage
on the
to,
line.
whilst keeping an eye on this flurry, whatever it is, you do manage to keep it. It doesn't appear to be making any movements generally in your direction, especially not any purposeful movements. It does seem to be, it's not stationary, it is kind of meandering around, but it doesn't seem to have any direction. No purposeful direction in any case. So, a little while later, you've managed to pass this phenomenon without interfering with your travel too much. And you find yourself nearing the Stonechasm Hills. In front of the Stonechasm Hills, what you have is it's a large raised rock kind of formation, which on top sits a small stronghold. You've recognized it because you've been here before, but also you know that it kind of, it's not super easy to get to. It's always been on top of a hill, but you've not had any troubles with it before. However, that wasn't during loads of snow and ice or whatever. That was just kind of springtime, easy business. At the base of this formation, you can see that there is a small kind of a valley, kind of a division, like a small pathway between two raised stone areas that are still covered in snow. Between these two raised snow platforms, you see that there is some wooden kind of cart that has been knocked over directly in the center of the road.
Do I see that?
Are you circling above still, or are you trying to... Okay, yes, you definitely see that.
Can I see anything around it?
Roll a perception check.
Come on, quick character sheet loading. Perception. 25.
Ho ho, girl! Yes, you can absolutely see something around it. To your dismay, the path is not entirely unoccupied. There is a cart on it, like I said, that has been overturned. However, it does also appear that the cart's owner is with the cart and no longer with us. You can see one large, giant body right next to the cart.
Okay. Time to fly down to Daerd then.
However,
Oh,
there are also something else that you notice.
okay.
Either side of this ravine, as it were, either side you can notice that there is some kind of disruption to the snow. You see that below the snow, in some areas, you can see the stone underneath, as if something has disturbed the snow, knocked it aside, and then kind of just left it an obvious track. They don't appear to have gone anywhere, because there is no obvious trail leading away. All you can kind of see is that it looks a bit like a bird has nestled there, dislodged some snow, and then resettled, and the snow is still dislodged. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Except that is, that's happened on either sides of this ravine quite a considerable amount.
Okay.
Very noticeable phenomenon, specifically to you at a height with your elven eyes.
Okay, I want to fly down and tell Daerd that then.
Okie doke. What do you say?
Everything you just said? I say I've seen a cart that's knocked over with a dead body next to it. And lots of those, I don't know how to describe the things that Tom said with the bits of the snow, with the stone, that.
There's some disturbance on the snow.
Disturbance with the snow.
I sense a disturbance in the snow.
Well, we should definitely not walk through there just yet then.
Yes. Hold the train.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, I'm assuming that Hyacinth is going to come meet you guys again.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely something funky going on. We need to at least clear the cart out of the way and like bury the body, I guess.
But we can't. We've got
You
like
said
70
it's-
people with us. We can't just be like, oh, don't worry about the cart and the dead body, guys. Don't worry about it. Just leave him there. We'll get him when we come back.
And it's a dead giant. That's next to the cart.
Could I tell that it was a giant, or that it was just?
You can notice that it was a giant, yes.
Okay.
But you didn't say that.
Well, if
Yeah, no, that's fine, yeah.
you said a lot. Yeah, okay. I know it's a giant.
There was a lot of stuff, okay.
Huh. So no flurries here, but like something nested in the snow.
Hmm. Was that maybe the giant that came to meet us?
Hope not.
That way?
Thinking so. How far away is one of those? Is like the closest little disturbancy thing?
Well, I mean, you tell me how close you are to being to it. Why do you guys keep finding bodies? Life adventure. Also, Tom is mean. No, you just half the bodies you create yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Knowing us is dangerous.
It did just get finished raining demons, exactly. So, well, I mean, if we were traveling and she were flying and saw it, and then the time it took for her to gather this information and come down, like, I guess where we stopped was conditioned upon how close she needed to be able to see that.
She was in the air.
Yeah, but she was over us, so like.
I mean, you tell me honestly. You aren't in the ravine at all. You're away from the ravine. Let's say another 600 feet. Why not?
Okay.
And
Because
above
this isn't
you,
like us making a choice of when to stop. This is like her noticing, taking time to gather. So it's difficult for me to say how far away we would have stopped.
but
we
you're
stopped.
you're trudging through the snow. She's flying through the air. You know, it's
Yeah.
How about apples and oranges?
So we're 600 feet away from the closest disturbance where it looks like something nested. Do we think that it's invisible and just sitting there?
Maybe.
Maybe it came up from underground. Could it have come up from underground?
Hmm.
Well, then there wouldn't be just stone, right? There would be burrow.
Not a bad little hatch.
Might be
Stone
hidden
hatch.
in the snow.
Could be a stone hatch. Especially if they are dwarves. Can Brittany carry all three of us?
Yeah.
Can you bring up the stat block and figure it out? I'm going to assume no.
What would I have to look at for
Her strength.
strength? The strength is 18 plus 4, it says.
That's the modifier, yeah.
Hey, Stags.
Hey, Stags. Here we go. Let's go through. Can someone go through the? I'm trying to find something in one of the books. Could you look at the
Carry capacity.
carrying capacity for strength, please? Thank you.
It's a griffin.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it has 18 strength, so
Yeah, it's just like 14 times.
But I also feel like it's a bit different with flying, though, because
yeah.
it's
but
not just a matter of how strong they are. So
let's leave it at that for now, rather than making it difficult for ourselves.
I found the formulas. Anyway, okay, I'll just go look.
Ba-ba-da-ba-da. How you doing, Stags? One of them's a dwarf. That's more like 2.5. Yeah, but he's small. He's small, but he's tubby.
And dense. Extremely dense.
Extremely dense.
Okay, so
I mean, Dane weighs 150 pounds.
See, so many pounds.
So many pounds.
carrying Strength score multiplied by 15.
Oh, 15. Damn.
So over 300, 345. Right?
I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's why I couldn't find it. I'm an idiot.
What did you do?
There we go. It's fine. Everything's
There
fine.
we go. 15.
270.
Just kidding. Way less. I was thinking, well, no, that can't be right. I guess it is. What am I thinking of? I don't know.
Well,
270.
20 times 15 would be 300.
Yeah. I guess I was just like close. Anyway, 270 pounds. Adam said it probably before we figured it out. We weren't looking chat. So
That's
probably
not
only
even
two of us.
days.
Well, and
Not
she's in
even.
like full plate, so probably only Susan even.
Not even room for an orphan, to be honest.
I'm going to. I think we should go check one of those out. Even if there's nothing there, then maybe we'll have a better idea of what it is that could have caused it, and probably caused that. And she kind of gestures lightly to the cart. Oh, but a griffin is large, so it doubles that.
Ooh.
540.
We're learning so much about carry capacity. Okay. Whoa. Strong Brittany.
Basically the whole world.
So what's the plan?
Go on over there and take a gander and see if anything tries to kill us.
Okay, what kind of gander are we having? Are we having a sneaky gander? Not
Absolutely.
sneaky gander?
I'm not having a sneaky gander. There's no point sneaking up and then finding the...
gander?
How do you sneakily fly? Other than like in a cloud. You've got your smoke thing. Can you make a smoke cloud around it?
I wish.
I mean, are you going like up the ravine from one side? Are you going through the ravine?
I'm gonna go check out this tipped up cart and stuff, because that's... If this is just like a random thing, why would they tip the cart up and stuff?
Okay, well, I mean, that's like 3/4 of the way down the ravine.
Well, I might just go to the edge of the ravine then,
Okay.
at the beginning of it.
How
A
about...
hyacinth invisible gander. That's kind of what I was thinking.
But if there's something there that's waiting to spring a trap, I'd rather it sprung a trap when it was just us there,
Yes.
rather than...
Yes. I plan to reveal anything that may be invisible.
Okay, so is it a party expedition here? You're all going, or is it just Hyacinth or Dane's going up to the mouth of the ravine, as it were?
We should
What is
probably...
everyone else doing?
Is
Should
there
probably
okay, so there's a
cast-
ravine here. Are there any like overhang kind of protected areas, anywhere we can tell the 70 of them to kind of crowd and wait while we check this out?
It's almost like a riverbed. It's as if there were a river that started at the top of this natural rock formation and kind of flowed down here. Probably a very long time ago, because it's not what it looks like at all now. The ravine itself looks like a riverbed, but the rest of it is just pathway now.
Let's leave them out of it so that they're not channeled into an area that's easy to attack.
Should I just send Brittany there? She could just look at things and communicate back with me, and I could tell her to go there and then come back. That's a bit of use.
I mean, yeah, that could work. Actually.
I love that. They're like, well, if Brittany dies, I can just resummon her, and Brittany's like, "Oh my god,
She
you would
knows.
not
She lives forever. She's
murder
happy
me.
with it.
Oh my god, yeah, kind of. Still,
She loves it.
god, appreciate me."
I hate that that's canon now.
Chat voted. Chat voted.
I know. I know. That might be best actually. We can stay with the townsfolk. She can go. Try not to disturb those areas too much, but land. See if there's anything there sitting in these disturbance areas.
Well, she turns her head around to the best that she can while Susan's on top of her. So, like, what do you want me to do?
She have a bird head, can't she? Like,
She's not an owl. I thought we voted for changeable accents. There was a limit. Okay, Adam, there's
That's
a
what I
limit.
thought.
I want it to be
was as well,
Scottish.
but
I want Brittany
don't
to be
know.
Scottish in the next one.
All right.
Yes.
yes, Kara, we are sending Brittany to go poke the proverbial bear.
So Brittany is being sent off alone
Yes.
to what, land on the side of the ravine or walk down the center of the ravine?
I would think to fly and land in the disturbance and see if there's anything hiding in it, and then to go maybe make a pass over the dead body and see if there's an obvious reason. Like, she's an intelligent being who can speak to Susan. Like, is it Skull Bastion? Yes. Ah, okay.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
And then fly back to me, obviously.
Okay, well, she goes, oh my god, okay, see you in a moment. And she, like, launches off, majestically flapping her big old wings, landing, as she does, on the side of the ravine. I'm sorry, not on the side of the ravine. Are you checking? So, you've got the disturbances on the side of the ravine, and you've got the cart. Okay, you were asking about whether the skull was bashed in or whatever. Are we going on the sides of the ravine or the cart?
She's gonna fly in. She's gonna make a pass by the cart and see if there's an obvious reason why the thing
Okay.
died. Is it full of arrows? Is it Skull Bastion? Whatever. Then she's
Right.
gonna find one of the disturbances
Uh-huh.
and land maybe, or sweep by
Okay,
and
sure.
maybe pick her feet or something, and
Fine.
like see if there's something invisible there. And if not, come back with a more like if there's any sort of remarkable description she can provide to Susan.
Absolutely no idea. So, flap, flap, caw. Brittany is away. She flies through the air majestically, as she always does, with a little bit of, a flamboyant kick as she goes. You can see her legs galloping through the sky. She makes a pass, as you see. She kind of floats through the ravine, kind of like the cool Millennium Falcon sort of situation.
Millennium Griffin.
And she comes out the other end, and as she does so, she kind of does a backflip, and you can see the snow that she's kicked up some snow as she goes through the ravine. She kind of does a barrel roll and lands on top of the side of the ravine. As she does so, there is a explosion of snow that kind of is immediately kicked up from either side of the ravine, centered mostly at where she is, but also on the side opposite and a couple of the other areas down the ravine towards where you are. She landed on the far side. As she does so, you can see that the snow disturbance has revealed some suspect kind of creatures who appear to have been lying in wait, and they have started to attack Brittany. Brittany is currently in a flurry of small winged creatures that appear to be the color of ice, and all you can kind of see is that she's being attacked by maybe 6 of them. They're all kind of flapping around her and clawing at her.
Okay. Horses are faster than we are, right? On the horses.
Yep. Coxie,
I was gonna do a silly action, I just heard.
No. Okay. Well, what's happening, guys? You're seeing Brittany being attacked. Can you have a discussion with Brittany from this distance? Is it a mile radius or something?
Yeah.
Or is it closer than that? Okay. She's like, oh my god, ow! Help me!
Attack them, we're on our way.
Ow! So yeah, she kind of starts. She's definitely fighting back. So, on your mounts, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, bearing in mind Cassim has no fucking idea what's going on.
Oh yeah, I was getting to that.
Yeah, before we go, are we gonna tell the people to stay here?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Maybe-
don't think they probably need to be told if they can see.
Like
You see your
literally,
griffin go along, just like.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And Hyacinth is like done with all of this nonsense right now, so she just literally turns around to the people and are like, "Stay here. If something comes towards you, leave." And then yells
Diplomatic
back to
as always. Okay.
What?
So diplomatic as always. Okay. So you're gonna shout for Casimir and kind of wait for him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you see that his mount breaks into a gallop, and the rest of you guys make chase down the ravine. As you do so, you can see that these creatures either side of the ravine start to kind of burst out of the snow, as if they were also hiding there still, as if you hadn't revealed them all with Brittany. You get closer down to the center of the ravine, and you find yourself very close by to the cart that was turned over. You notice that it is a giant. Thankfully, none that you recognize. However, you can see that he has been very badly frostbitten and clawed at. You see that he has been possibly just demolished by these guys. Atop the hill, the ravine to the east of you, to the right of you, you see that there is Brittany currently in the throes of a fight with several of these small, frosty beings. Would anyone like to make a Arcana check to see what they are?
Absolutely. I'm proficient in that.
Also,
God, I
do
thought my
we-
accents were bad.
do we actually rest?
Ah, dang it.
Yes,
We did.
Yeah, we slept the night before we came here.
That's what I thought.
If we didn't rest, Hyacinth is still asleep in her mansion because she had nothing left. So she wasn't leaving until she slept.
Yes, you did.
Quick, find a tauntaun to cut open and hide in.
Okay, so did you say you were proficient in this?
Yeah, 11.
Okay. The fact that there's something to be said here about proficiency. Proficiency means that you've had some training in some way in this aspect. Okay, so someone who has no proficiency and rolls an 11 is not the same as someone who has a proficiency and rolls an 11. Not in my mind, anyway. So the fact that you have a proficiency and rolled an 11, maybe it changes the DC, but in this situation, it gives you more information than someone who didn't have a proficiency. So you can recognize that these are mephits. Okay? These are small elementals. They are, by all means, not native to this plane. You don't know much about them, but you know that they are basically just annoyances to most people. But in large numbers, that can be a very significant annoyance.
Gotcha. So it's like as we're riding on our horses on the way or whatever, which I assume it's like at a reasonable distance from this like swarm, we would get off of them.
Yeah.
So the horses weren't caught up in the middle of it. And I'm like, oh god, methods. Oh gods, I should say. They're small elemental beings. I don't know if you know much about them, but they're annoying individually and dangerous in swarms. Amazingly annoying.
Great.
Just what
How
I
far is
like.
the cart from all the methods?
So the mephits are either side of this ravine, pretty much down the entire way. The cart itself is adjacent to where Brittany has landed.
Okay.
It's hard to estimate how many mephits there are, but you can see at least 6 possibly on Brittany at the moment. More of them in the air.
Like a swarm uncountable in the air?
I mean, uncountable because it's difficult to just stop and be like 1, 2, 3, 4, but not
Yeah,
so much
that's
that it
fair.
blackens the sky or something. It's just there's enough to be like, shit, there's a lot.
Okay.
How far away did you say we were?
Originally 600 yards.
Feet.
Feet.
600 feet, yeah.
So many
So a
goddamn
lot in the
measurements.
air, like 10 to 20-ish, but so much movement I can't tell, or a lot in the air, like a like 50 swarm-ish, massive amount.
Maybe 20, yeah. 20
Okay.
tops.
Are they fighting? Like, is this like an epic air battle, or are they fighting?
They're pretty much on the ground, yeah. It's kind of like she's kind of sprung some kind of trap and they've all just like jumped on her.
Thank you for the host.
Not
So-
fighting in the shade, but not a small amount. Exactly.
Hi,
Okay.
peeps.
We shall fight in the shade.
If can I do something after we've ridden 100 feet?
Sure.
Can I use earthquake?
Sure.
Because
Please,
it's 500
describe
feet
to us.
range.
Please describe to us what happens with earthquake.
So I create a seismic disturbance in a point on the ground that I can see within range. And there's like intense tremors, and then it's GM discretion about whether there's fissures or buildings get knocked down. I assume no buildings are going to get knocked down, but big like tears appear in the ground, and then like the snow puffs up, and then things have to do saves and stuff.
Okay.
And it's 100 feet in diameter radius.
There is a. I would like to make the earth my bitch. There is a line that DMs need to tread carefully, and that line is whether or not I stop you doing stupid things, or whether I let you do stupid things. Okay. I'd like to be able to let you do stupid things, but I feel like that would be unfair. I feel like we have a better relationship. These are all flying creatures.
Yeah, but they're on the ground.
Only 6 of them are on the ground.
Barely.
That's why I specifically asked, and you were like, "Yeah, they're mostly on the ground." I was like, "Cool, I'll use earthquake then."
Well, yes, but when I say
Fine.
small, I
Won't
mean
do
these are
anything.
like they're like this big, right? So when they're not stood on the ground like let's go, they're flapping, hovering above the ground like let's fucking do this. Okay. So like they aren't attached to the ground in any meaningful way.
But you do have those like holy beams of fire pillars.
Yeah, but they don't have 500-foot range.
Ah.
I'll just change earthquake next time I rest because it's.
That's a good idea. I love the idea of earthquake, but they really need to redo it because it's just not as good as it should be.
It's probably fine
unless you're like in the middle of an
massive.
evil city and you want to destroy everything. Then yeah, sure, great.
Or if
Or
you're
if you're in a
massive
terrible
land
mine where some unspeakable evil is living and somebody has plane shift and the other person has earthquake and you hold your actions and earthquake plane shift. Or teleport. Earthquake teleport.
It's pretty cool.
It is a siege spell. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Much like reverse gravity.
Yeah, but there's no other good ones in there. No suck.
So no earthquake or
No.
earthquake? I'm sorry. Would you have preferred me to just let you do that and then nothing happened?
No.
Okay. Okay. Right. So, what are you doing?
Riding me horse.
If the methods in the air are all like in a specific zone, like if they're spread out, then I imagine we would stop short of the first group and start picking them off as we go. But if it's literally like a mass in the air writhing and then a group on the ground.
So they are quite spread out, yeah. There are, like I said, maybe 6 of them currently attacking Brittany. The rest of them appear to have launched themselves into the air and are largely kind of just flapping around, looking like they're going to try and dive at you, but you haven't really. They haven't converged on you yet.
Probably like 50 feet away from the first wave of methods, then maybe? Sound good,
Sure.
guys?
Well, I want to be 150 feet away.
150 feet.
Okay, so either way.
Ooh. Question for you.
Uh-huh.
So you choose a point within range.
Right.
It doesn't say on the ground, and some spells say choose a point on the ground within range. So if I'm able to choose a point within range, that should be a point in the air as well, right? If it doesn't specify, it has to be on the ground.
Yes.
Okay.
Do
I see a particular point where within a 40-foot diameter I could affect a large amount of these methods? Or if you want to take some time to set up the map so we can look.
Well, I'm just gonna do that now.
Okay. We just like to fling enemies into the air and then let them drop 100 feet. It's true.
I'm just loading this, so if I go laggy, it's fine.
What spell are you thinking of, Dane?
The classic fireball.
150 feet. Okay.
Classic.
Brittany, run. Fireball.
It's fine. Susan has at some point mentioned that Brittany can't die today, so
Yes, that's true. Sorry, Brittany. Classic. And I'm thinking synaptic static, because it's a 40-foot diameter point, like a 20-foot radius point, I should say, within range. So if I see even a point in the air where there's a large cluster of them, I would definitely fire that off, because it also makes them less effective while doing damage. So there's our thoughts.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab some wine while you set up the thing.
Okay, I will be done very shortly.
Yeah, of course. I mean, not of course you'll be done shortly. I mean, of
course you
course,
will.
like,
You better
You
be
know.
done.
yeah, no worries. Of course, whatever you need. Thank you
You
for
wanna-
going to so much trouble.
If you guys want a bio break, now is the time.
Umbrella.
This won't take long. This will not take long. This won't take long. This won't take long. Do 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 do. Get our good old Brittany. Get our Brittany in there. Oh, I've got the wrong tokens saved here. Doesn't help us at all. That. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They dashed.
Last night, did you roll like us, Adam, or did you roll like the methods?
These guys are going to use each of them frost breath. So they.
I'm assuming that's not a spell.
That's an innate ability. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings once again. With the spell.
He's not sorry.
He's
So
not.
each of you, well, first it's going to be one person is going to, well, Dane and Casimir are going to get frost breathed, and then Susan and Hyacinth are going to get frost breathed in 2 individual cones. So please roll dexterity saving throws.
I have a resistance to ice damage as well.
Nice.
Also, we
Yeah,
do
you
get
do.
bonuses because we're near Suzanne.
Yes, you do.
I rolled another 11.
Oh my
What is
God.
wrong?
Roll a
Okay,
5.
so Susan fails. But
What's
with
your
the
bonus, 2?
+2 for Hyacinth.
13.
Hyacinth and Katie together is. Okay. Hyacinth saves, but does Casimir? Yes, he does.
Dang.
Very well. Okay. Well, the rest of you, those of you who failed, take a whole 5 points of frost damage, cold damage.
How much do I take off? Because I'm. Just do it.
2.
Oh.
Okay. Right. That's those guys. And those guys, possibly? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's these guys. And this guy.
So that was 4 of them that did that.
No, that was 2 of them. These guys are going to cast Fog Cloud.
Each of them?
Mm-hmm.
Cast, though.
I know, but I can only counterspell 1.
Oh,
I
no.
counterspell the one on the left.
Okay. It is counterspelled.
Mm-hmm.
It's so counterspelled it bumps into its friend right next to it. And...
Okay, let's find out what we can do with Fog Cloud.
Death by 1,000 cuts. That's exactly what this is. The mob wear you down slowly over time.
Heavily obscured. Heavily obscured. Range 120 feet, 20-foot radius sphere. Okay. Heavily obscured. Did the wrong thing. Shit. Shit. It won't go away. Oh god, it won't go away.
It's so heavily obscured right now.
Jenny. Stop pressing control. Oh my god.
You drew a little house.
Everything's fine.
There
There we go.
Feel like you might be having some issues.
Radius? Or is it? Damn it, explain yourself. Fog cloud.
If it just has a 25-foot
Radius sphere.
Okay, there you go.
That is
So is that 10 foot in both directions then?
10-foot radius, 20-foot radius, so 40 feet.
Okay.
diameter. Diameter is the one that's all the way across.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything's fine.
Drawing things of specific
fine.
sizes is
Oh my god.
almost impossible.
I was pressing Alt this entire time. Why didn't you work? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna put it. Like, is that it? Is that doesn't seem like it? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is it. That is it. Come to me.
But
Come
it's
to
a
me,
20-foot
circle.
radius.
Yes.
Oh, you rude.
Oh, did I do it wrong?
I think I don't know. Maybe my must be.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I was right. I think.
Yeah, I got 45 somehow.
Bup, bup, bup.
There should just be a way of saying, I want a circle that is big.
Clear, right? Okay. There you go. You're obscured by a fog cloud that comes out of this Mephit's mouth and pours out of it like a vapor and just sucks all of the oxygen out of you. But mostly it's fine. You just can't see. One of them has been
Hey, Smuggy.
spelled. You're now up, Hyacinth. What up?
I'm still my horse with Susan, right?
Yes.
So I'm obscured, but I saw what this area looked like ahead of time, so I'm just gonna keep heading forward until I get out. And then I'm like, whoa, dang, a Mephit.
Well, dang, I Mephit right in your face.
Whoa, dang, right in my face. And
One of them Mephits.
let's see here.
Wait, if we're on the horse, that mean I go together?
Yeah, you're on horse with me, right? Haha. Horses. So
It's a horse. the end of the horse doesn't stay where it started.
It's one of those
It's like
pantomime
kind of weird
horses.
slinky horse.
like a slinky dog in Toy Story.
Slinky. It's like that fucking Slinky hot dog from whatchamacallit? Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I just said. That's okay.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I'm going to cast, because I'm thoroughly done with all this nonsense. I'm going to cast Crown of Stars.
Oh.
It's not showing up. There it is. Boop. And I'm going to do it at an 8th level. Wait,
Oh
hold on.
my.
Let me double check. Because I think I get extra stars if I do that. 8th level or higher. The number of motes increased by 2 for each slot above 7. So now I have 9. I have 9 little motes.
Oh my.
Okay, what did it do? It rolled something. I think that it rolled it improperly. Because the motes, I don't think... The number of motes... Hold on, let me see. The number of motes increases by 2 for each spell slot above 7. Okay, so it rolled extra damage, which I shouldn't get. I don't know why it rolled extra damage. So I don't think it made an attack roll, though.
Well, you don't make attack rolls, do you? You start off with the
Yes.
crown and then you make attack rolls?
So I cast Crown of Stars, and 9 brilliant motes of light circle around my head and start shedding light, and like really bright light. But as a bonus action, once I cast the spell, I can throw one.
Okay.
So there are 2 there, and well, I didn't want to go that far out of the thing. I wanted to come like right outside of it, and then I'm gonna let's see here. I'm gonna circle around to the left over here. I don't know how I got moved. And I'm gonna throw one at the one further away
I
from me over
moved you
there.
because you were on the horse. I moved you because you were on the horse and Susan was also on the horse.
Okay. Well, I guess we're sharing that 5 foot of space if we're on a horse together right now.
It's true. Yep.
So I guess it didn't make an attack, so I'm gonna have to do that now. 1 second. Can I just click spell attack bonus? I can't. That's a shame. Okay, hold on. Roll 1d20. I'm gonna have to
Well,
fix that for a minute.
if you go on to the... Let's have a look. Hyacinth bouquet.
I clicked it from the attack thing, but it didn't roll a spell attack. It only rolled
Right.
damage.
Crown of Stars. Why can't I edit you? That's because that spell's already open. There
Oops,
we
sorry.
go. If I... Output should be an attack, yeah. Spell attack. Ranged.
I think it's because it's a weird like spell, and when you cast it, it casts a spell, but your attacks are different.
Hmm.
I
High
rolled
level
manually.
casting, 2d12. Okay. Okay.
15.
Okay, you hit.
He takes 33 points of damage.
Who are you doing at?
The one further away. This one over here.
Okay. When you hit it for 15 points of damage,
No, I hit it for 33 points of damage.
33 points of damage. Okay, it explodes in ice shards. As it explodes in ice shards,
Shield to protect myself.
you're okay. You can see that the ice shards embed themselves like as daggers would in the floor before quickly melting away. It does not look like you would want to be close to that.
How far away did they shoot? Just like in the immediate area?
Yes. Anything else for your turn?
Can I yell as a free action?
Yes, you can, yeah.
Don't kill them up close, is what I yell.
Okie dokie.
Hoping that makes sense.
We've got Mephit here, who's going to move down here and ice cone you. Dexterity saving throws.
All of us?
Just you two.
26.
Success.
Oh, character sheet is the bane of my existence. 4.
Fail.
My rolls have been terrible today.
So, I mean, you take half damage anyway.
They explode.
Do I take,
Explode.
you know, my purity of spirit thing? I forgot that I had that now because level 15. I'm now under the effects of protection from evil and good spell all the time.
Okay.
That means I get a disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. Does that mean anything?
okay, so
I just remembered it, so I put it in chat.
Not right now. Not right now, but it's a good thing to do.
Yeah, I just remembered
Keep
it.
that in your mind. Okay, so you take 5 damage halved. Both of you. 2 damage. Where's this boy? Where's this boy at? Who's he? Ah, okay. This guy's making an attack against Brittany. What's Brittany's armor class?
12.
Okay. Brittany gets hit.
No.
Brittany gets hit for 2 damage.
Rude.
Okay, Casimir is gonna make his way on his horse.
Doing a little bit of a weird.
He's
Just
here.
like goes up the side. Like,
Despite he's clearly not heard or realized why you should not attack them up close because he's going to do such. And he does it. He kills that Mephit good and proper. And
Can I
in
protect
so
with the
doing,
shield?
not against this, sadly.
Try.
I'm trying. He has to make a saving throw, which you do help by being in the area. Plus, he's very dexterous, so he succeeds and takes very little damage from the explosion of ice shards that coat him. One
Explosion of ice shards that I literally just warned him about.
Yes.
It's okay.
What a rude boy. Okay, and now we've got another attack on our girl Brittany, she takes another 2 points of damage. You better watch out. You better not cry, because Brittany's gonna get fucking killed.
stabbed in the eye. Oh.
Because it's Brittany, bitch.
The methods are getting close. Dana, you're up. You're in a foggy cloud.
But have I just seen everyone else just ride on?
You have seen nothing because it's very foggy.
Well, that's no good. I don't even know if I can make it out. No. I just go to politely ride forwards, be like, still can't see anything.
Correct.
Cool, I can't see anything. So I'm going to
I just hit you next to me. Cool. I can't see.
So I'm gonna do some of this and make myself safe against the cold.
Nice. Okay, anything else?
No, I can't see
Okay. We've
I
got
get my
these
sword
two
out and
methods
it's lit up.
now. These two methods come down here. And we'll make one of them will make attack against Hyacinth, Susan, and Dane. The other
Can I
one
block
will
it?
make an attack. No, it's a big old cone of frost.
The foggy
Uh,
bottom boys. Sorry, Adam's being hilarious.
And then Susan, Casimir, and Dane will make a second dexterity saving throw.
You said Susan, Casimir, and Dane will make saving
So
throws?
there are two ice breathy things going on here. One of them is on Hyacinth, Susan, and Dane. The other is on everyone but Hyacinth. So dexterity saving throws.
Do I need to do
21.
With your +2, yes, Dane needs to make 2. And Susan needs to make 2 as well.
Easy peasy.
Okay,
not a problem.
everybody saves. You all
Second
take...
one, not so difficult. Not so
Okay, in which case everyone takes 2 points of frost damage, apart from Dane for the first attack, who takes 1. And
So I'll take none.
same for Susan, you also take 1 point of damage. And then for the second, Dane, you take 5 minus 3, I guess, halved.
2. Okay.
And Casimir also takes very little damage.
Wait, have you been pre-halving them?
Yes.
Oh, so I still take 1 point of damage.
Yes.
Wait, so with the 21, I still took damage?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
You
did before,
don't
so...
take no damage at all.
Halve.
Okay.
Take half damage.
And then another one for Susan, Dane, and...
He's already halved them for you.
Casimir.
It's always 5.
Yeah, I'm having.
He's making it extra.
Casimir saves. Am I, or am I doing all the work for you?
Well, I mean, it made it confusing because I didn't know you were doing the work for me. I don't take any damage because you did 1 damage and I get to have.
Okay. Susan, you take 2 damage because I halved it. Okay, these guys are done. Brittany! What's Brittany doing?
Oh. Well, I couldn't have shouted anything to her, could I? From the...
You can shout whatever honestly, I think saying that you have to shout on your turn is kind of fucking dumb. If you guys want to be shouting at each other whenever the fuck you want, you shout at each other.
Okay, well, when Hyacinth would have said that they like explode and to not stand too close to them, I would have told Brittany that as well.
Okay.
Don't you have a telepathic link with Brittany anyway?
Smuggy, it's 1,000 bits. What the fuck? Alright, okay, time to stop that. It was lovely until it peaked. And it was like...
That's what she said.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. It's a lovely bit song though, I'll be stealing it and I'll pay you in royalties.
Can you please make that something that gets played every time someone donates 1,000?
When's the record deal?
What's Brittany doing?
What's Brittany doing? Is she like trapped? Can she not move?
No. Can leave if you want
Tom,
to leave.
stop! I'm sorry. It was lovely. It was just when it got too loud.
She can leave if she wants to leave, but she will get an attack of opportunity against her.
I kind of just want her to be higher. Wait, what's her attack? She can only like...
Get some
Beacon.
drugs.
It's not that we endorse that kind of behavior.
No. She's just gonna do a multi-attack on the
Okay.
one on the left.
Cool. She kills it. It explodes in an icicle charge. Show me the icicle charge. What's she gonna do with all them icicle charge? She's going to have to make a saving throw to make sure she don't get killed by them icicle charge.
Saving throw of what?
Dexterity against the icicle charge.
Do I just roll a dexterity thing? for that?
Yes, you do.
Eight.
Yes. She fails. She takes some damage from the icicle charge blowing up. She's going to take 10 damage
Okay, thank you.
from the actual shards blowing up, but she does.
Can she also try and fly away now?
Is this Brittany's new voice?
Oh dear.
I hope so.
Brittany's like, I'm leaving. Time to go. Tom, come back. So you wanted to fly away now?
Yes.
Like towards you or what?
Yes.
Okay. Well, fly away. She will take 4 attacks of opportunity.
I'll fly away, oh Brittany, I'll fly away.
She takes. Oh, I rolled that one too many times. She gets hit by
Reject the
3
devil,
claws.
The power of Christ compels you.
She takes 3 attacks that result in a whopping. Oh shit! Okay, a whopping 15 points of damage. Brittany's getting slashed up.
Slashies.
I don't want it to be like right where we are though. Maybe just
Okay.
can she
No worries.
just stay hovering like higher up
Okay,
there?
yeah. Mare Fitz, go now move down to you now.
Everything's
That's his
so
turn. Susan's turn.
She got 9 motes. I love that.
She only got 8 modes now. She threw 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Can I?
Helicopter Griffin.
Oh, I don't want it. I would rather protect. But when they do the ice shards thing, right? Can I still?
Or they blow up.
Yeah, when they blow up. Yeah. Could I protect people from that though, if that was to happen? If I was stood here.
No, but you're. I mean, you have a shield, right?
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable that you could try and block it.
Mm.
But you would have to be in the way of it, and then you would then have
Yeah.
to defend.
Well, that's fine. That's the plan always.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, hit the one in. Can I hit the one that's like next to Dane and Casimir, like in between that bit?
Betwixt us.
Yes, you can. It bursts into shards, and as it bursts into shards, the shards come soaring towards you and all of your comrades.
Like to try and block that around.
Okay, so everyone make a saving throw apart from Hyacinth.
Can I blind the shards so they can't see me and hit me?
No, Casimir fails his saving throw. Actually, no, he doesn't because he's got +2 from you.
I saw the whole
He
thing.
got a critical fail and he still succeeds on his roll because of your additional +2.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a whole 5 points of damage for you guys.
I got a 16 plus 2. Or
Like it's
whatever
halved,
chooses.
right?
Yes.
Okay, and because I still have another attack, can I also attack another one?
Yes.
Attack the one in front of me.
Okay. You hit and it explodes again. You are a Mephit annihilator. But as you do so, ice shards. Dexterity saving throw. Casimir and
Question.
Hyacinth.
If I were to shield, would the ice shards still be able to hit me? I guess all it automatically blocks are the arcane missile. Yeah, never mind. Just
Casimir
Okay.
makes a save.
If I get half damage from a dexterity save and it's cold damage, do I get no damage? This is a double half.
No, I think the resistance is limited to once. I don't think they overlap. Unless we've got our... Couldn't find any ravine maps with a snowy background, Tom. Kara!
Good call.
Oh
there.
my goodness!
oh,
I had to find a snowy town last week we played. Honestly. I expected better.
That's my girl.
If you use some sort of hot fire shield, would it melt the ice? I mean, I would totally be able to that.
Ooh.
A half of a half is not 0, correct, but I wasn't sure if the rules let you use a double resistance. Thought if you got resistance, you...
Well, yeah, but there's like that rogue thing where they take half damage by everything, right? And then if they...
Oh! Sorry, I thought for some reason I had it in my head that you had double resistance. If you have resistance, and then you get half of the damage because you succeed your saving throw, you take half of that damage, no matter what it is. So, if you take
I don't like that rule.
10 damage, and you succeed in your saving throw, it goes down to 5. And if you have resistance to that damage, it goes down to 2.5 or 2. Okay.
I see.
Right, Mephit's turns.
No, these two dudes are gone by me.
Oh yeah, they have.
Get rid of them.
Bloop, bloop.
I want to move here.
Okay. Mephit. These Mephits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Come on, frost breath. Just one of them's gonna frost breath. Our flying Griffiny girl. Make her a saving throw, please.
She critically failed. Man, I can't roll anything.
She's been frosted. Please. She takes 5 whole points of damage. And is frosty. She complains about being cold. Oh my god, it's so chilly. I don't like it. Oh my god. And the other guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Making their way down there. Walking fast, faces past like them homebound. Okay, and then it's these guys. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna make an icy breath attack against Hyacinth and Susan, and then Casimir, Hyacinth, and Susan. So you guys please make 2 saving throws.
They can't shoot me because I'm in the fog.
14 and 22.
Okay, those are 2 successes, and that is 1 failure for Susan. Susan, you take 5 and 2, but then you have your frost resistance, so you take 3. Because rounding down is fun. And 5 in total for Hyacinth. Okay. And these 2 are going to come up here. And out of the fog. One of them attacks our girl Hyacinth. And hits. Surprisingly, to everybody. Doing a whole 5 points of damage.
Woo.
It's crazy, these things. And the Mephit in the middle of everyone's going to make an attack against Susan. Which hits.
Block it.
You block it.
Mm-hmm.
It misses. Hyacinth's turn.
Hey. Okay, so this one right here. Do you see me ping him? Because he's not in melee with me. He's getting a 27 attack for Crown of Stars.
Okay, so
And
that is a...
that's- Oh, did I? Oh, it rolled to attack that time, and I crit. That's of course.
Okay,
Of course.
so you're... Who are you attacking?
This one. Do you see me ping him? He's over like adjacent to Casimir, top right.
Could I maybe make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Actually, no, you know what? No, you do you. You do you.
I saw the ones over by Brittany, but we're surrounded, so.
I mean, what I'm saying is that you got a crit.
Mhm.
I was thinking that maybe if you angled it correctly, you could get a 2 in a 1 situation.
Ooh.
Can you do that?
You can, because you got a crit and I'm being polite.
Okay. Okay.
We're
How would
having
I
a cool
do that?
D&D moment.
Yeah. So how would I angle it for that? Like to make it explode onto another one? Is that what you're thinking,
Yeah,
or like streak through?
either.
So I'll hit this one instead.
I was thinking about that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, like she's pretty angry right now.
I mean,
so
describe to me. Describe to me how it happens.
So there, all these methods are flying around, and she's already frustrated, kind of done with this, and she's just like looking around and thinks, "I wonder if they can explode and kill themselves." And with her finger or the end of her sword, actually, she just kind of like points at the moat and like slingshot almost, kind of not slingshot. What is it like? What is that game where you've got the curved thing and you fling the ball?
Oh,
Lacrosse?
lacrosse.
Lacrosse? It's kind of like slinging it off the side of the sword, and it goes like curveball around and like. Yeah,
like
hits
it.
the one and explodes him into the other one.
That's
Have a
boogie.
good night.
Okay, well, easily you strike down these two methods, piercing one, and the other one lands. Well, as you kill the first one, it collides with the second. Both of them explode in unison, doing an explosion there of two methods. So that is Dane and Casimir making saving throws against exploding methods.
Mm-hmm.
17.
To be honest, I don't think it's possible for Casimir to fail whilst he's in your aura, so no point. He takes 10 points of damage. You have to save twice because there are two explosions.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Okay, you take 10 points of damage in total. Frost damage though, so you can have it if you want.
And since that's a bonus action,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to attack the Mephit to my left.
Okay.
Malefic?
Does the 12 hit?
Yes.
Haha! So he takes 10 points of damage.
Ending his little Mephit life.
Yes.
My
Exploded.
life is forfeit.
Your life is forfeit. And I believe I get 2 attacks, right? Yeah, so with my second attack, I can do all this in one turn. With my second attack, I'm going to.
Is this a
attack
bonus
the one.
attack or is this a double attack?
As a College of Swords bard, you get 2 attacks on your action. That's what I was making sure of. So I'm going to attack the one directly above me.
Okay.
20 hits. And with this
Kill.
one, I'm going to do a mobile flourish, which pushes him back
Oh, how many feet?
5 plus the die roll, so 11 feet away.
Explodes at distance, hitting nobody.
And I get plus 6 from my AC for that. No, I don't. That's the other attack. But he pushes away, so he doesn't hurt. He explodes.
Excellent. Okay. This method, seeing the carnage, flees the scene.
Which one?
The one far, far, far to the north that was originally fighting Brittany until Brittany ran
Ah,
away.
darn. Okay. I was like the one that's next to me.
Casimir makes a double attack. Casimir, Frostfang, Casimir, killing all the methods, psh, psh, making all the saving throws. Casimir.
Here comes the Casimir.
Now it's time for Method to run. Goes off the screen, gets out of here. Then it's Dane's turn. What's gonna do? Is he gonna get out of the fog cloud?
I'm gonna be able to do something. Yay, I'm out of the fog cloud, guys. Here I am. What's happening? There's not very many methods. What's going on? What's the problem?
Is it the one to my left dead? Didn't I kill that one?
That's
the first one I attacked.
Oh, I might have deleted the wrong one.
Okay, then that's fine.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So I'm going to do 3 frostbolt. Frostbolt? That's not me. I don't do frost. I'm gonna do scorching rays.
Yep. We have fun.
Against the guys near Brittany, like from left to right,
Okay.
or right to left, whichever. It's an 8, a 17, and a 21 to hit.
Okay, the first misses.
Okay,
You're
so
the
that's the
first
one.
person to have missed them in the history of D&D. I'm kidding.
It's really far away.
Okay, but they
My eyes are
have
bleary.
vulnerability to fire. So the second two successfully delete the other methods.
This guy and this guy. Plop, plop.
Exploding as they do. Brittany needs to make a saving throw against angry. I'm wearing my t-shirt inside out. It's taking me all day to notice that.
Did you go to the store in that?
No, I've not left the house, thankfully.
Okay, good.
That would be extra fun.
That's the day I'm having, guys.
She rolled a 5.
Anyway, she fails, taking a full 10 points of damage. So, it's Mephit's turn. Mephit is gonna run away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets away. But Susan and Hyacinth get to make attacks of opportunity.
And since I have Crown of Stars thing, I can use that as an attack of opportunity, right? Or it has to be melee?
I think it has to be default.
Oh,
melee thing.
I'm a warcaster.
Oh!
Single target attack spells.
Is that not cantrips?
It says I can cast a single target 1 action spell as an opportunity attack. So I guess this is technically a bonus action attack.
Or
spell.
does that use your no, I don't know
It
how
uses-
that works.
It's your reaction, but I haven't.
Adam J. Pearson. No, okay, that's fine.
I think it's your reaction is an attack of opportunity, and I haven't used a reaction since I've had
Okay,
my last
yeah,
turn.
yeah, sure, fine.
So
I'm happy
24 to
with
hit, 23 damage.
Yeah, I think you might kill it. Okay, what's Brittany gonna do?
Are these is the guys next to her on her? Can she move away? Fine. Or is she? In danger of being-
One's on her, having a bit of a slash-a-thon.
So it'd be an
slash
attack of
fest.
opportunity if she didn't.
Yes.
Just multi-attack then.
Okay. Okay, she successfully bursts an ice method.
And then up, come all the way over here.
Okay.
Basically to where I
Fantastic.
am, but that doesn't make sense.
Ah, it's fine.
You brought up an interesting point, is that I
That's fine.
technically... Okay.
That's fine. I mean, if this is like a big, scary fight, then maybe. But since you're killing some fucking methods, I think you'd be right.
Yeah.
So Brittany's fine. She's out of it. Susan's turn.
Uh,
There's only one method on the map.
I'm gonna
Does
move.
hit.
I'm gonna move up to where I can.
Okay. Does she hit? She does, killing the method. Hallelujah! That incredibly tense and very difficult fight is over.
Yeah.
Thank
I'm leaving up the
goodness-
ground.
There are only a
didn't-
few of them.
Thank goodness you didn't lead the entire convoy of very squishy peasants in there. People with 1 health.
Yes.
People who get insta-killed by ice breath. What do you expect from a man who wears t-shirt inside out? Man! I'd get Jenny banned by flashing my male-presenting nipples on stream trying to change my t-shirt inside out.
Actually,
keep it
men
off
can
camera.
be started the stream topless. You can't remove clothing, but you don't have to wear a shirt. That last time Twitch, I looked at the Twitch terms of service.
So what if I leave, take my top off, then come back?
Because you started the stream with a shirt on, it would be inappropriate.
What happens if you
Oh
stop?
my god! Because I
Well,
would be, it would be like a sexy tease.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like there could be somehow encouragement for you to remove clothing, but starting it without is fine. It's Twitch
Damn.
stuff.
Well, what if I make it very clear that no one encouraged me to change my t-shirt, apart from all the bullying from docs?
All the bullying. I said one
Anyway,
thing. I said one thing.
the methods settle. the ice shards melt away to nothing. The snow, still blinding against the sun, is peaceful at last.
And my radiant crown of stars.
Your radiant crown of stars spinning around you, symmetrical and slowly orbiting you, makes you look like a saint. But here you are amongst the corpses of Mephits, and there is the problem of the dead hill giant in front of you.
And it was obvious that he was killed by the Mephits.
Yes.
How feasible would it be to just cover him in snow so the people can't see him?
He's pretty big, pretty hard.
Also, in
Hey,
a
on
way,
Shell, how's it going, buddy?
someone's
Haven't seen Arshel
probably
in
going to
ages.
stand.
Sorry?
Were you saying
Probably
that?
gonna... Someone's probably gonna...
Stand on the giant.
Oh, that's entirely possible, yeah.
I mean, they've seen us fight these. It's not
Yes.
like it's like nothing happened, guys. Just carry on.
Well,
you
to be
come back and
fair-
you've got like shards of ice stuck in your face, like
I'm
bits of
sorry.
blood dripping everywhere. Brittany's like hobbling on like one leg. Hey guys, what's up? Hey, ow.
Having a break.
to be fair, there was
Fancy
a fog
meeting.
cloud, so they probably saw the Mephits
Oh.
arrive and frost breath us, but then
Oh, what's even better is that they could like they saw this like swarm descend on you. This cloud came up, and then you just kind of walk out the cloud like.
Oh, they saw some flashes in the cloud with like Katie spells,
yeah.
firebolts and stuff.
Yeah, and you've just got this like you come out and all you've got is like Hyacinth in the front, and she's just got this crown of
Yeah.
sarge. It's like, ah.
It is safe now.
Okay, but with some time, the fog cloud dissipates. In front of you is the hill giant, and behind the hill giant, his cart. Even further behind him is the rise to the stronghold.
Can we get the hill giant in the cart? Get the cart back on its wheels, and cover him with like a cloth, and then
I bet Brittany could put him in the cart.
Brittany could do anything.
Well, is he over 500 pounds?
I have no idea how heavy are hill giants.
Depends how fat
Adam?
they are.
How heavy
Google.
a hill giant?
Because they're small giants, and
They
like in terms
are
of giants.
about 1,100 pounds.
But what is so? There's like lots of different types of carrying capacity, because there's also the capacity of like you being able to push something along, and then there's also the one of like you being able to lift something.
41.
What
Okay,
if?
let's say that with some help, she can help lift it off the ground.
It's
Not much
just do it on
further.
our own. We're all here.
I think I can cast levitate through my ukulele.
Isn't
I
that a
can.
ukulele thing? Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
What's
Does
the
the
limit?
cart look like it
what's-
would bear
what's-
the weight of the giant?
What's the limitations of levitate? There's a weight limit on it, isn't there?
There is.
Up to 500 pounds.
So you could do like a couple legs. Or a couple legs, 2 legs. There's not more than 2 legs.
Well, I was thinking if the cart will hold the giant, then like
Cut it in
lift up
half.
his torso,
No.
and then lay his torso down in the cart, and then like lift up his
Wait, how long
leg
has he
or
been
his
dead
arm,
for?
and so then it's like maybe 500 pounds at a time.
Can we revive
It's
him?
hard to tell, but he's been well preserved in the cold.
Drag
bring him back?
capacity is higher.
You want to try it?
What's the thing I have? Does the thing that I have work?
Revivify.
No, revivify is like within the last minute.
We could also just lay him out, would seem respectfully, and when we get to the hill giant, say, "We're so sorry. We took care of the swarm that took one of yours. We were unable to carry him, though. We are little."
We had little
I think-
minus
I
this
think with
griffin. Ignore the
all of us-
griffin.
Like,
You so clearly see that it's inside out.
It could have just been the styling of the t-shirt, you know.
Yeah,
What a
could have.
cool T-shirt you've got there, Tom.
Where?
Thanks, guys.
I know you keep saying between the lot of us, but I'm going to remind you that I have 10 strength, which is
You
about
can-
as much as these peasants over here.
you
My
can
strength
push,
comes from
drag,
the force
or
of my
lift.
personality.
You
What'd
can
say?
push, drag, or lift a weight in pounds up to twice your carrying capacity or 30 times your strength score.
Oh.
But you
can
decrease your
push.
speed to 5 feet. So 540 times 2 is 1080. So,
Hey, you ever think about how much fun D&D is?
no, I think about all the rules and all the numbers.
You successfully moved the hill giant into this side ravine over here.
I want to put it in the
Making
cart.
unclear. You put it in the cart, then you move it into this side ravine over here, hiding it from view of the passing
I want to cover it in a
peasants.
blanket.
And you make it clear to the hill giants later, possibly, that that's where he is.
I'm just
Okay?
gonna take it with us.
Yes.
You want to take it with you? Feel free.
This is the
Brittany
most
could drag
important
the
bit of
cart, I
this
thought.
Whatever you want to do happens, because I don't give a fuck about how you carry this hill giant's corpse, okay?
I lift it up with my pinky and then spin the giant and carry it all the way.
Forever, Dane is known that he is incredible at lifting specifically one corpse.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
It's incredible how well he manages to lift this fucking thing, but apart from that, he can do nothing else with his strength. He is now... you've solved the dragging giant puzzle. Nobody's here to see you fucking figure out how to walk up some stairs, you know? It's done.
King
It's fine.
Day, lift her with that one corpse that one time.
You've
That's what
managed to
all
move
those
it
dragging
aside.
things we saw earlier was someone else trying to solve this puzzle and they just couldn't do it.
You successfully put it in a cart, and there you get. There's a lot of hot air in their corpses. Yeah, it's because all the farts escape. You manage to move it into the cart. The cart you can then pull
Wait.
by attaching it to Brittany, and she just walks.
Cool. That's my girl.
Okay?
Mhm.
You arrive several moments later at the entrance of the stronghold atop the mountain, or on top of the hills. You see some hill giants protecting the doorway.
We brought everyone else with us, didn't we?
Yes, yes you did.
You guys wait here.
Brooke! Look! It's the humans again! Brooke! It's humans? Brooke, it's humans! Brooke! Look at them! They are humans! They are small and very squishy, look! And he leans over to you and he like pokes Dane in the chest. He's so small and squishy! Oh! And he tries to pick you up.
No, please. I'll pick you up.
Oh.
Why does everyone try to pick me up?
Brooke, he grouchy! Brooke, no pickup! He's squishy. Brooke, stop! Brooke, we let in! Okay, and you can see him kind of pull the door aside and says, in! Go!
Thank you.
I have a strong desire to teach this giant how to pet things, but I'm not going
Please.
to.
Please don't.
Today's episode, everyone cries.
The biology of a being that becomes giant because they retain methane gas seems incredibly bad. Hey. He just has methane gas in him after he dies. He gets even bigger when he dies.
Methane.
Anyway. Successfully, you have escorted the villagers to the stronghold. Stonebeard comes out and he greets you. Hello.
It's Daerd.
You can
Did it
leave.
take longer than an hour to get here?
Yes.
Darn.
Oh no, up the hill, no.
Aha, I still have my crown.
Yes, you do.
You've just been singing that for the last like 20
Yeah.
I have.
Well, I mean, she summons her magic out of music, so it does have a kind of like a spinning like song playing as it does so.
Yes.
And you think meth explosions were bad.
It needs the sound effects times right. That's exactly how it works.
It's basically the Halo soundtrack, just very quietly. But it gets louder every now and again. Where like one of the stars kind of just like has miniature stars that kind of go around it in like some kind of little weird halo of its own, and that seems to have the music coming out of it. So as it goes around, it like
red and blue shifts.
I think.
I'm glad that we've also covered the Doppler effect today.
We're all learning something.
Mhm.
Anyway, they seem happy to take the folks and for you to go on your way.
Did we tell them about the dead, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, probably the first thing.
Excuse me, Hyacinth, could you turn down your crown? Absolutely not. You can just circle me as well. Do we want to have a conversation with the stone giants, or are we going to just kind of like
There is one stone giant.
hill giant?
The rest of them hill giants. The stone giant is the leader of the hill giants. You are more than welcome to roleplay this if you'd like. If there's anything you have to say. Otherwise, we can skip to you teleporting back to Geese.
Bleep.
Okay, well, the small orc boy looks at Susan. You're going to leave me, aren't you? Going to leave me like my
We've got to go save the world.
Gramps left me. I don't even have his shield to remember him by.
Actually,
I miss him so much.
can I have drawn his granddad?
Sure.
And then I give
Sure.
that to him. And then with the shield next to him as well.
I will cherish this forever. And he cries into it and immediately ruins it.
God damn it.
But he's
Here's
distracted.
why.
You can go. You go. He's distracted. Leave.
We are leaving you. Goodbye. Here, I give you one of these to remember me by. I'm kidding.
Okay, and you poof away back to Gesh
gone.
/ Geese. You arrive in the chapel that you created and renovated at Geese, your stronghold, your own safe space. And awaiting you is a small congregation.
Orc boy, I thought you were going to say.
Small orc boy. Small congregation of people that you
They're
largely do
everywhere.
not recognize. They appear to be kind of, some of them are in prayer, some of them are kind of just milling around the hallway. It is very busy here. Geese itself is very busy, busier than you've ever seen it. You don't recognize the majority of the people here. Some of them are wearing clothing that kind of looks like uniform. They are wearing kind of these dark robes with a red kind of like border towards them, and a red with gold bordered belt that kind of fastens around it. That kind of color pattern seems to be something similar throughout all of the people that you see. Some of them look like perhaps they are acolytes of some kind of god. Others look like they may be spellcasters. Some of them clearly have a band on their arm that represents that kind of uniform, but they are in plain clothes. And you can see that they are kind of just milling around. Most of the people here don't fit that description. They are people who maybe have taken to trading at Geese or whatever, but you don't recognize any of them especially. Apart from one who appears to be one of the people that was selling goods on one of the cards the last time you were here. And Savid.
Does this uniform look familiar to anything we've seen before?
Roll a history check.
I would have seen it in the
Small
last 30
altar
days. Would I know because I've seen it in the last 30 days?
No, you would not. No, you would also not recognize.
Yeah, I'm not proficient, so.
So
That's odd.
the people in the uniform especially look very surprised to see you arrive. Oh. And they kind of realize that what you were stood on was a portal kind of destination. Oh. Okay. They kind of just nod to themselves and get back to what they were doing. They don't seem phased by it at all, really.
And you said Savid was in the area?
Yes, you see that Savid is on the kind of far side of the hallway. The chapel doors are open, leading into the main building. And you can see that at the main door for the building, Savid he's got his clipboard, he's taking notes, and he's having a discussion with a large gentleman who is completely bald, apart from a large red mustache.
Mustachioed man. I feel like we need to talk to Savid. I don't know who these.
Yeah, we probably should.
So what do?
Savage. What's
So
going
you're
on?
approaching Savid.
Yes.
Upon approaching Savid, you see that he is stood at the entryway to Geese, and he looks up and says, "Oh, you're here. You've arrived. Okay, of course. Why would you come by road? You've okay. Do we include your mounts in the teleportation?
Obviously.
Don't know if
Well-
we have in the past, because I feel like Jeremy might be in Cliff Harbor because of something similar to this.
No, that's because we were in a place without them and we had to get out very quickly.
Ah,
so we
yes,
didn't
okay.
die.
Well, let's
Hey,
just say
Jay.
hi.
We
They
show
go
up
to
on the horses inside.
There's a next to the main temple to Lathander. There's a stable to Lathander, and that's where all the mounts appear.
Okay, fantastic. Right, well,
Stable to
you see that he's
Lathander.
having an intense discussion with this gentleman, and outside the front door, you can see on the snow, despite the fact this is now pretty much late afternoon, there is a huge shadow on being cast on the ground. Shadow that does not appear to belong to the building. And he says, "Oh, thank goodness you've arrived at the perfect time. You have no idea. This gentleman is he was hoping to speak to you actually. Also, of course, you also have the pending discussion with Sage Galen, which is very important. But this gentleman literally he's just arrived with all of these people in that," and he points up to something outside. You aren't outside yet, so you having a look?
I'm looking at the ceiling.
Yeah, like poking my head
Right to the ceiling.
out the door to look.
Okay, so above you is a colossal boat. The boat is floating
A skyboat.
like some kind of airship.
Skyboat.
Are airships common?
No,
I didn't think so.
they are incredibly infrequent.
Isn't there
Uncommon.
like
But
a
they're
storm?
known.
Rare.
It's a thing we know of can happen. It's just that they're
Yes.
so costly, whatever, that people don't.
Yes. hmm It is floating quite low and quite close to the ground. You can see that, as Dame was about to say, or Dox was about to say, there is a storm in the area, so it appears to be anchored to the floor. You can see there's a large chain that is attached to a weight that is on the floor.
I see we've attracted the attention of some rather wealthy individuals then.
Are powerful individuals.
Almost.
And I just look
Are
at
you
the
saying this
mustachioed
as
man.
an aside? And he's just kind of stood there. His arms are crossed, and he has a rapier at his waist. You can see that he is not clad in any kind of armor. You can see he's wearing quite fine clothing, but again, he kind of meets the color scheme, as it were, of the uniform of the rest of the people.
So what brings you to this tiny island of despair?
We have our own reasons of being here, but we saw as we arrived a beacon of light. We saw it might be worth exploring, seeing if we could find out a little bit more. We realized that it belonged to a small settlement. Perhaps we might come and trade. We've been invited by your esteemed associate here, Savid, was it? To stay a while, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I'm very glad to hear that you're amicable to our stay. Now, whilst we are here, any trading, of course, our stores are open to you. But I would love to pick your brain. Just figuratively speaking, of course. Do not fear. I would love to discuss with you just what is happening on the island. It seems that there is some storm brewing. It's not something that I've ever experienced. Anything like it.
Yeah.
Out of character. Is there a beacon in Geese?
Oh, you have a whopping great beacon on top of the tower. Yeah.
That was like episode 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
okay,
very
yeah,
early.
that-
Yeah.
I was
No,
around for
sorry.
that.
I should have made that very clear.
I was like, what happened here? That there's a beacon of light. Oh,
There is a massive beacon. Yeah, and it's this big old holy beacon, which Dane has kind of co-opted.
nice.
For
That
his
works.
chap-
Okay, continue.
Well, we're not entirely sure what's going on with the storm, but there were a lot of devils and demons that we found.
Devils and demons, you say? Quite
Mhm.
interesting.
I'm
Devils
not
and
exactly
demons.
certain it's as much of a storm as a swarming mass of either devils, demons, or both.
Oh, we've been up there. It's definitely a storm. Yes. We've experienced quite a range. Our ship was attacked by air elementals.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes, it drove us to ground, but I feel like that might be a best idea. After having an opportunity to observe the storm from down here, I can see that quite a significant magical phenomenon is occurring. Do you have any scholars that are in the area? Anyone that we might speak to that might have witnessed something like this before? Is this something relevant to the island in particular, perhaps?
I'm like, I'm calmly inching over to Susan and just kind of giving her like a mild like, this guy, huh? How you feeling? kind of look.
Yeah, can I do a thingamajig?
Thingamajig.
What's it called?
Inside check.
Evil tinglies. Evil tinglies.
Oh,
check.
you want to do a divine sense?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do an insight check.
Okay, you can roll your insight checks as well.
Because this guy coming in here asking all these questions.
Ask nom
Okay.
questions.
So, what is it that you're trying to? Pardon me. What is it you're trying to gain insight upon?
It's like, is he genuinely here to help or an interest, or was he coming here for some other reason?
Nefarious reason.
Nefarious.
Okay, well, he is not some kind of undead fiend or anything. So your divine sense does not,
Box 1 tick.
does not go off. With your insight check, it does appear that he has a genuine interest in what's going on here, and it also, I mean, from the best that you can guess, is that he is genuinely here to kind of stock up and trade.
Sweet.
So I'm just watching their faces and I'm like, well, they don't look entirely put off just yet. Okay.
That's why we're here, to try and find out more about what's going on. And we will endeavour to keep you up to date with what we've learnt. But please make yourself at home in our small place of rest.
Humble abode, I believe, is what he's getting at.
Well, that's very generous of you. Perhaps we should meet properly and discuss this a bit more length later on. Perhaps you'd like to join us upon our ship for some dinner, or maybe we'll join you down here. Do you have a dining hall? Something suited for those of us of our position, perhaps.
I look to Heise.
Well, we can. Yes, of course.
Fantastic. Well then, later this evening.
Absolutely. We'll be there.
And he departs.
Completely inappropriate for...
Sorry, we're not currently taking any more names this time. Reservations will fill up next month.
I was gonna say nobody asked anybody's names.
Don't want to get.
Well, he got your names from Savid, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
I'm sure that everyone he meets doesn't die.
Yes, that's my
He
first
turns
question
around-
when he leaves.
Oh, very, very apologetic. I do mean to introduce myself properly. My name is Varkus Septifine. It's an absolute pleasure to meet every single one of you.
Does that name ring any bells to me?
Roll a history check with advantage because you have your
Crit.
whole.
I didn't even need the advantage.
Double crit. Go for the double crit.
I could get a double crit. Hold on. No. Crit though.
Okay. It rings a vague bell simply because you are a guildie. The Septifine family have been involved in mercantile guilds for pretty much since their inception. You recognize it, but you don't know anything about it in depth, really. It rings a bell. That's pretty much it.
Okay. And he introduced himself, not Savid telling us.
He introduced himself.
Okay.
Because
I'll,
I forget to name characters sometimes.
Do like a bow and extend my hand. Hyacinth bouquet.
Huh. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Hyacinth.
Did
Now,
he
I must
look
be
like
going.
that was okay?
Roll an insight check.
Oh god. Wow, that's really good for me. See, I'm
Yes.
in my element right now. Contracts, business.
Very much seemed like he had a moment of pause.
Oh good.
So, this was an exception. Anyway, as he turns, you see in front of you the large courtyard area in front of Geese. Geese, as you know, has many trading posts just in front of it that has largely been set up because of your occupation. This area currently is filled to the brim with all sorts of individuals. It appears that some more have arrived since your last leaving. And again, most of them match the kind of color-schemed uniform. Across the courtyard, Hyacinth gets the attention of, or it seems to be the attention of, someone who is trying to see if he recognizes it.
Do I notice this?
Yes, you do, very much so.
Okay.
You can see that from across the distance. He stops in shock, and his hands are either side of him, and he doesn't know what to do. This gentleman is elderly. He's more like 50, 60 more than like
An
80, 90.
elder, but not elderly.
Yeah. He is wearing an armband rather than the uniform in itself. His clothing is rather tattered, unlike the rest of the guys. You can see from his stature that he's clearly someone who is not a soldier, like maybe some of the other people here. Pardon me. But he is just staring at you, almost in shock, almost in kind of sort of like fear, maybe. At this distance, you can't quite make him out because he's across the courtyard. There are people crossing in between you, but you've noticed that you've got his attention.
Oh, that's odd. And a Scepterfine has left
Yes, just now.
at this point. Have either of you heard of the Scepterfine family? She kind of turns to, or clan, I should say, to the other two.
Nope.
Don't think so.
They are widely known as merchants and traders.
Ah.
So he seems, if part of the family, probably a good contact to make in terms of trade. I think I'm going to have to excuse myself. I will return, unless you would like to wait to go speak to Sage Galen. It's just I see somebody over there who is staring at us or myself quite intently, and I'm curious to see. I need to go speak to him. I feel that both Scepterfine here already knew who I was. Perhaps he's had some guild dealings. I'm unsure. But this person might have information on what's up.
Yes. We can wait, and I'm sure there's other business we need to attend to, or we can just sit and be calm.
Yes, I'm not exactly worried for an attack, but whatever seems most comfortable to you. And she just was like so distracted. She kind of just like strides away, making no like false pretense, just like heading towards the guy who's staring at her.
So as you start striding towards this gentleman, you can see that his kind of like his hair and his facial features kind of match somewhat to the clothing that he's wearing. You can see that he's unshaven. You can see that his hair is quite tatty, and it's graying. And in his hand, he just kind of like you can see it tighten for a minute, and he just looks around, and he's just like he's not sure what he should do. And you get closer and closer. There's something very, very familiar about this gentleman. And it kind of dawns on you as you get closer, as he gets within speaking distance. He says, "Hi, Hyacinth. My girl." And he kind of opens his arms. This is your father.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily. I would have seen pictures, I suppose.
Yes.
Oh my god. She just is standing there in a bit of shock and disbelief.
And on that note,
Family reunion episode.
Oh my god, what?
good game, guys.
Okay, good. Good. Not a cliffhanger at all. Yeah.
Tom loves cliffhangers. Tom loves cliffhangers.
Oh my D.
Tom loves
OMD. Oh my
cliffhangers.
daddy.
Oh my god.
Don't you
Holy
just love
shit.
when you can skip over lugging a fucking hill giant corpse around so that you can get to the good stuff?
D&D is D&D and daddy.
Well, everybody, I hope you've had a good game. We maybe ran over by 10 minutes or so, but not too shabby. Once we leave, I'll get to put my t-shirt on the right way
Yay.
What's the point now?
without violating terms of service.
Okay.
Dungeons
Well,
and
good
Dragons is a
game,
very
guys.
different kind of game.
Right.
Right.
Are we playing next week?
I think so. What's next week?
Yeah, I think so. Let me look.
Calendar.
I think I'm fine next week.
Yep, next week seems fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
All
right then.
guys. I gotta go.
Thanks for watching, guys. See
Toodle
you
pips.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Wait, raid. Bye.